Welcome, everybody, back to the CRL podcast presented by CRL Without the W. I'm your host, Ethan, alongside my man, Three Flashes. And today, we don't have just one, we have two. Very special guest. Our first guest outside of the CRL drivers and on a party, which is the owner CRL. We were supposed to have just one guest, but another guy came in, and we had a very surprise tonight. So I want to first welcome in Mr. K. Rob to the podcast.
Hey, Rob.
Thank you, sir.
And then our second guest, man is known for shotgunning beers for donations on Twitch.
And tequila shots.
and alcoholic beverages. I'll just say that. I'm gonna say what I think his name stands for, which I'm pretty sure what it stands for. Cole motherfucking Trickle, baby.
There you go.
Welcome to the podcast. Yeah, no filter either.
Looking to build a stream at the expense of his liver.
Yes.
Yep.
Sir,
So, who wants to go
you ain't
first?
tickled, you ain't doing it right.
Ain't tickled, Oh my god. So, who wants to go first? K-Rob? Or Cole? Which
Let
one?
Cole go ahead and go first.
Okay.
We can go with that.
So, Cole.
Yeah.
We were talking before the podcast started. We really should have turned it on, but I have a question for you.
Yep.
So you're known for streaming for 3 Wide, and at least that's what and then you stream for PSS now for us, and you stream for a bunch, at least from what I'm understanding. You got partnered. Well, I feel like you said 3 months ago, and now you're like every single race you're doing. Is it every Friday or is it every single stream you do with the shots and stuff?
We started actually. I can count by the number of tequila bottles I actually have on my porch right now. We started doing this 6 weeks ago. We were just trying to come up with something new, and something to get everybody's attention, and it was like we kind of hit that plateau. We were getting some followers and everything, and like I said, we had hit affiliate a couple months back, but honestly, I didn't read the email. And apparently, there was a whole thing, a link you click on, and you go through and set yourself up or whatever, and you can start receiving donations, the bits and everything. I didn't read the email. Because I was kind of under the impression that you had to get to partner before you could start, making money doing this stuff or whatever. So I saw, okay, cool. We hit the 50 followers. We got the 3 viewer average or whatever and stuff. That's awesome. But I didn't set it up. I really didn't know a whole lot about it. I just knew that you could stream your stuff on Twitch, and I had gotten hooked up through a mutual friend with the Smith XNC group, and
Shout out to them.
Yep, shout out to Smith XNC there.
And Hager XKY, who was the mutual friend.
Yeah, Hager XKY. He just hit affiliate actually yesterday. Proud of that
Hell
guy
yeah.
for grinding away.
Everybody's saying affiliate these days. Holy hell.
Yeah.
I hit it last week, and he did it this week.
The
that's awesome.
support is awesome. You know what I mean? It's a great community. Everybody helps everybody out to get there, and that's how I got hooked up with K-Rob. They were looking for somebody to broadcast the races and stuff, and I was just kind of getting into Twitch, getting it set up and stuff on the very basic level, and it just kind of came about in the group chat on Messenger. They were looking for somebody to do it, and I thought, damn, how cool. That's, as a kid, that was always the goal, wanting to be a sportscaster and everything. And I love NASCAR. I love racing. I've raced all kinds of different things myself, from karts, mini cups, micro sprints. We did some dwarfs and midgets and stuff. And I thought, well, damn, if you guys don't have anybody, I'll do it. And that's how I got hooked up with K-Rob. He and I got put together through Smith XNC, and we started doing it here and there, and they liked the chemistry that he and I had together. I mean, it was pretty good right off the bat for, two guys not knowing each other or whatever. It was kind of stiff at the start, I guess I'll say, and then he and I just have a kind of compatible sense of humor that works with each other, and it went from doing it one day a week. I think we started out just doing the truck series, and it developed after a couple weeks into, hey, would you be interested in streaming, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, doing the Cup and Xfinity races? And I was like, well, hell yeah, why not? Let's do this. And our thing really just kind of got started from there and took off.
For sure, I know that you and KR definitely have a chemistry. I've seen that several times already when you broadcast with PSCS.
Well,
Even
absolutely.
3 wide,
Y'all do great job.
y'all do a hell of a job doing that. So I
Yes.
want to extend my thank you from everybody in PSCS.
Absolutely.
Everybody, I don't race
Same.
in 3 wide, but everybody in 3 wide, I'm guaranteeing, loves you and appreciates everything you do for them. Yeah, like you were saying, K-Rob is he's doing I love him. I love him doing broadcasting. I love him on track. Love him everything.
Great
He's definitely
personality.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That's all I was looking. That was what I was looking for, but it just wouldn't come out. I just wasn't thinking of that.
Well,
but
I
yeah.
always help you with
I
those
somewhat
big
like
words,
you.
Ethan, so don't worry about it.
Yay!
I somewhat like you.
Is that a bad thing?
Wow, that's about the nicest comment he can actually get. So I think that.
Hey, yeah, hell yeah. After what happened tonight with lap cars, hell yeah, I'll take it.
Well, that's
but yeah,
K-Rob's
definitely,
the reason I got into PSES was, he was doing that and said, hey, how about we switch you over one night off of 3 wide and introduce you to this other league. And I'll be honest, first I was like, I don't know, man. Like, we've got a really good thing going here, with 3 wide and everything. And after talking with him, it kind of made sense to kind of try and broaden our horizons a little bit, you know what I mean, and get into a different group and everything. And when he told me he was going to be in there with me, it made sense. Like, okay, like it's kind of funny. Like he's kind of like my security blanket. Like as long as I know he's in there and he knows some of the guys and he knows what's going on, like, he'll direct me in the right direction. You know what I mean? Like he'll let me know, if we're going the wrong way or whatever. So, that's how we got into doing the PSES league and everything. So it was we slid off Thursday nights from the truck series. We let another guy, Gerald Hollister, another
Yep,
good
he
streamer
races
and
for us.
everything.
He
Gerald's
does it
taking
for us
over
too.
the Yep, he's doing the truck series for 3 wide, so that allowed me the time to slide over with you guys, and it's been a really good experience. You guys have some really good racing going on and everything, and some really good drivers and stuff, and some great personalities. And obviously, we're here with a couple of them right now, and really look forward to seeing where we can go with this, and how far we can take it, like we have with 3 wide and stuff. The future's looking really bright.
It really
Looks
is. The Heat community is definitely like, I feel like it's fallen in love with a lot of because a lot of like if you would stream Heat, you would have like maybe one person watching the entire time, and like here like the recent like couple months, like I feel like everybody's stream that's been streaming Heat content has been booming. Not booming, but like getting bigger.
That
That's
is
what I'm
a
trying to
very good
say.
point you're making too, because
My
I
buddy
like that
Jay
because
Grant got affiliated like 4 months ago, like around December, I think is when he got affiliated. And like you said, you got affiliated like 3 months ago, and I got affiliated oh, it's 2 weeks ago. And then
we're
your buddy
seeing
Hager got affiliated this week. So
Yeah, we're seeing so much more, so many more views on just like any stream that you see with Heat. Like you're averaging a lot more than, I mean, obviously this time last year it wasn't like that.
oh
But yeah,
no.
anyone that it seems the game itself is well more popular than it was when it came out, even, which is something to say about that, because normally when you have a new game release, the popularity is there, and you see that on Twitch. It sticks around for a while, but we're actually seeing more popularity now with it than we did upon release date. So I really think that is going to lead well into the new NASCAR game, whether it be NASCAR 21 or whatever they end up calling it. I think, yeah, it's going to be very very bright for the future of the series here on console.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, oh, I want to give a shout out to Rock NASCAR. He was a big part of, I know, myself getting affiliated. I don't know how, like, he's definitely, like, probably like, the best. Like, he's in every single stream that I've ever done. I'm pretty sure, like, he's in every single stream anybody does in Heat. So he's
Did
definitely the
14
man.
races last night.
Yep.
I
He's
swear
definitely the man.
I swear he's not just one guy. I think he's triplets.
He's like
I think
50 guys.
Yeah,
He's
at least three different people. Same guy, same face, but three different ones. They all
I
they
can
all
like
have
to
to do
have
it,
one.
because I don't
that's
get
for
how he
sure.
can be. Yeah, I don't get how he can do that. That man can multitask.
He's everywhere. Yeah. Huge shout out to Rock NASCAR, aka Mr. Daytona. Had a huge qualifying run for the what was it, the Pro League Series winter session or whatever, when they ran at
Yeah,
Daytona.
the winter Heat series. Yeah.
And then he couldn't race.
Yeah, he was what, in the top 5 in the
Yeah, he
A
was
class?
top. Yeah, he was, I think, 4th or 5th, I think. And then he had something come up, and he couldn't race, unfortunately. Man, if he
Which
if he
is
could have
sad.
raced, man, that man would
Right.
have won that damn race. I'm telling you right now. Because there's no one in the community that does not
yeah.
like Rock. People would push him. He's not. He has that, like, he has the speed to do it by himself as well. Like, don't get that twisted. Like, he has the stuff to do by himself. But, like, no, if people had a chance to push him to a win, they're not gonna back away from that. It's like Captain August for us in PSES.
Well, and
He's been there
you know
since
what
the
basically
start.
you're saying there. I mean, you know of the Heat Toxic community and all the pages that we have. Is there one time that anybody has ever downed Marty Hensley? No.
No.
So
I mean, now someone else they've downed every single day here in like the last 2 months, but we won't say names.
it's very
W.
rare to find someone that the Heat community that someone doesn't have a problem with, and that would be Rock NASCAR.
Rock NASCAR.
So,
is the best guy in
And
the
yeah,
community.
that dude has been huge and a giant instrumental part of us having the success that we've had, with streaming for like 3 Wide and stuff. Is he is in every stream, and he gets in the chat and he makes it known that he is there. And like we said last week, the outpouring of support and the bits donations and stuff, was just absolutely ridiculous. It was completely unexpected and, totally appreciated and everything. And, I mean, he said, personally himself, he said without the streamers, a lot of these leagues wouldn't be what they are. The leagues wouldn't get the exposure that they're getting, and, they wouldn't be put out there for these other people to watch and everything. So, I mean, he's a huge piece of the puzzle as far as, anybody coming out and being successful and getting exposure and for what you do. And it's phenomenal that you have that kind of support behind you and everything. So the Heat community is definitely starting to pick up speed here. And I know, just, watching our streams, we'll put it out, and 20 minutes after we shut the stream down for 3 Wide or whatever, I'll go in and look, and, we've already got 20, 30 views, and, I'll go to bed and wake up in the morning. And when I wake up in the morning, we're at 140, 150, 160. I think 2 weeks ago we were at almost topping 200. views for one of our races and everything. So, I mean, the proof is there. I mean, if you put in the effort and do what you're doing, you just have to look at the numbers, and the numbers are definitely there. Like you're getting the views. I think me personally, I'm at like 156, 158 followers or something. But
Yeah, at 106.
yeah, when you're cracking, 170, 180, 190 views every stream, I mean, that there's got to be some people out there that may not be following you yet, but they're seeing what you're doing, you know what I mean, and they're watching, because obviously you're picking up credit for that view and everything. So it's
for sure.
Yeah, and they're absolutely interested in what you're doing.
It's like shows... YouTube. Like
yeah.
The YouTube page that we have for the podcast, which should be on Sunday at noon, there's like 20-some subscribers on it. But the first podcast had like over almost 100 views. It was like 50-some, 60 views already.
We're 30 people on that to
that's
start with.
30
that's good
people.
For that.
That's 30 people that have not subscribed to the podcast channel. Like, that's insane. Next year, though, every single broadcast Flash does will be on that channel. So, I mean, sorry, a little bit shameless promote. We were talking about people not being followed or whatever. I had to shameless promote the podcast channel.
Hey,
gotta do what you gotta do. But, I mean,
hey,
exactly
that's what you got to do. I remember, when I first started streaming, people talk about it. It's the truth. You're streaming to nobody. You know what I mean? You turn that stream on and you're playing your game and you're still talking, and you don't have anybody. That viewer thing shows 0, and you're just like, okay, well, just you can't.
Maybe one day.
Right, you know what I mean? You just can't get, frustrated by it or anything, and then, a couple streams later, you got a couple people, and it's exhilarating. You know what I mean? You're getting pumped. You're psyched. You're like, okay, well, there's somebody watching me, so it makes you, want to put yourself out there even more. That's when I got into like Instagram stuff, and I never got into that stuff before any of this. And, started making sure I was putting my posts out there. And then I was told, hey, make sure you're on Twitch or on Twitter,
Oh, Twitter's a toxic place. I'm going there.
It's a toxic place. I don't know how much response we really get from Twitter. I think our biggest response is, for at least myself, is coming off Instagram. A lot of really good supporters and everything. You throw the hashtags on.
I think our best so far has been, it's Facebook, because Marty has played a huge role in that.
Oh yeah.
Mind you, I don't even I know I probably should. I don't ever shout out my streams ever. I did all last, because it was all charity live streams, but I rarely do it, man. I don't do it a lot, if I ever do it at all. So, and and then we had 20 people watching all week last week. Every single day.
Like you mentioned with our podcast that we've been doing so far here, YouTube, I am very surprised with the viewers we've had so far. With the we've had promotion, but the promotion has been on the Twitch streams, and we've had more views through our first few podcast videos than we are averaging on most of our Twitch streams. So that's a little bit of a surprise. Where those viewers are coming from, but YouTube seems to be a good place for where we've put it, and
I will go back to what you were saying,
though. I
Cole.
think a big part of that is finding somebody to do it with. You know what I mean? I think 100%. If you have a partner, it's a lot easier, than going solo, because you have somebody at least on there to go back and forth with and stuff, like K-Rob and myself. We bust on each other back and forth pretty good. We joke we're getting divorced. You don't listen to me, I don't listen to him. We don't pay attention to one another. That's why we're getting a divorce, and we're splitting up the followers. We're gonna take half and half or whatever, and but but honestly, having somebody like him who has the knowledge and already has the ins, with the leagues and knows the guys and everything, um, has been a huge part of me, getting in to where I'm at right now. And you got to have that guy to play off of. You know what I mean? It's definitely a give and take back and forth and stuff. I mean, we're constantly, going at each other or whatever. But I think people find humor in that. You know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah.
relatable. Everybody's got that one friend that they, can pick on and pick at and bust back and forth and everything. But, it doesn't matter what they say. You never take it personal.
Yeah.
Because, that's your friend. So, I think the combination of he and I being put together and everything. I always joke, he's the best stat bitch in the game.
He's very good with stats.
And I say he is the laziest person that I've ever had.
and to that, my answer is he's the steak, I'm the sizzle.
And I tell him there's not a lot of sizzle.
See, there you have it. Right
Well,
there, back and forth.
What you said right there is very true of what happened with me and Flash. Like when I went to party about the podcast thing, it was only gonna be me. But I was like, I took a break and was like, look, this is what I need to do. Like I can talk and ramble for hours upon end by myself, but
easily.
if I'm gonna stay focused, I have to have someone to bounce off of.
Me and Flash
I
have
don't
been at
have
parties
that.
with you.
Do that.
Me and Flashes have been at parties with you. We understand you can talk for hours.
Oh yeah. And normally, I really feel like sometimes, especially when you come in my streams after, normally on Wednesday after you finish racing in PSES and you jump in there and you just start rambling on about stuff. I really want to just jump through the screen and just kind of slap you around a little bit, just kind of get you back on track. But I know you can get trailing off, but I will give it to you. You do well with the podcast, stay on track. I don't have to do that so much with this, but
that's when you just get out the phone and scroll through Facebook and just let them talk.
That's what Caleb's
just
doing
kick
right
back,
now.
be like, yeah.
He's like, he thank God.
He's got this for about 15 minutes. I'll check in. I can just zone out.
Yeah, but because there was no other person I would have chose to be my partner other than Flash. Me and Flash get along so well, and we click very, very well.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I know that Flash was
I agree with you 100% on that.
Because Flash at first didn't want to do the podcast at first, because I brought to him because we were maybe starting to do a PSCS one, like last year we talked about it. He's like, nah, I'm not really feeling it. This year, I mean, I don't know if because Flash got into commentating for CRL, which I think might have opened up a little bit more to the talking more.
It's that, but I mean, actually having what our idea for it was, like what we're doing here, I like this. We're actually promoting, and I mean, I'm sure that's what your idea was to start with, but
yeah,
it came at a good time with what we're trying to do.
Especially after
I definitely was down for that, and
it was made out of spite though.
I mean, but that is sometimes the best ideas come from that, So.
Yeah. And K-Rob also messaged me as soon as we entered this podcast and said I loved the intro. K-Rob, you want to touch
one specific part of the intro? One specific part of the intro.
Oh yeah, intros, outros. We do it pretty much every stream.
Yep, we do it every single broadcast stream for the racing for CRL, and we also do it for the podcast and intro
all
and
over
outro.
Place, Twitch, YouTube.
Oh yeah, everywhere.
Yeah,
ain't no W, baby.
I think that's kind of a good thing with K-Rob and I. Again playing off each other. We call it the shameless promotions and everything, but after doing this stuff, 3-4 nights a week together for a couple months now and everything, it's you kind of know where the other one's going, and what they're doing or what they're thinking about and stuff, and we kind of lead the other one into again, what we call the shameless promotions or whatever, and you start talking about a league or a YouTube channel or something, and you just you can do it with some humor, and I think that's the biggest part, for he and I, with some success that we've seen is it's all done with humor. I mean that's just kind of our niche or whatever. It's it's a good time. Um, some people, that do theirs, they're on the up and up, and we're gonna keep it PG, and we're gonna keep it this and that, and which is totally respectable. I mean,
Fuck
you want to
that.
do it. Yeah, I would say, with our Friday Saturday nights,
Well, yeah, you can't.
um,
You
all
yeah.
bets are off. I mean, we're gonna go, rated R superstar status here.
Roman Reigns gonna kick
you
his ass
know,
at WrestleMania.
right. You know what I mean? I mean, there's no, there's no mute button. There's no, I mean, to a point. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
obviously, there's lines we're not gonna cross or anything like that or anything. But you want to stop in and drop an F-bomb or two here or there. We have guests in the booth and stuff with us occasionally, like we did last week. Last week was awesome, and I just want to say thank God for the guests we had in the booth with us, because once that stream started and the donations started pumping in there or whatever, I don't think I put the bottle of tequila down. To be
Oh
honest with
God.
you, I think after stage 2 of the race, I actually had to get up and go run in the kitchen and cut another lime, because it's we made our bet. You guys donate, we're gonna throw back some shots and shotgun some beers for subscriptions and stuff. And I mean, these guys just absolutely went crazy with it. I mean, really. So, if it wasn't for K Rob, I mean, he's got the hardest job too, because he is not just doing the commentary. He's on the track racing too. I mean, he's telling you what he's seeing on the track. Uh, he's giving us the lap count, letting us know what his tire wear is and stuff, what his fuel is looking like. I mean, so having him in the race and then also doing the commentary with us and everything really gives a little bit more of a perspective as to what's going on during the race, as opposed to somebody just trying to call it by themselves. And
Yeah.
it's I think that's a really big part that a lot of Heat 5 streamers don't have the benefit of. um I
Flash.
mean, I've watched quite a few streams, from Heat 5. The guys doing commentary, they do a good job. But if they don't have somebody in their ear, telling you, hey, we've got 5 to go, we've got 2 to go, the pit window's opening up, like, you're gonna start seeing guys hit the pits here soon. I mean, I think it adds to that aspect of realism,
Yeah.
because you're not just doing the commentary, the play-by-play, what you see on the screen and stuff. You have a little bit more in depth as far as what's going on, and if that's what's going on with him, it gives you a better idea of what's going on with the other drivers on the track at that time and stuff. So you can kind of talk about it a little bit more, and give a little more detail and stuff. So I think it just adds to the realism of what we're doing.
I absolutely love you brought up that point as well, because that is what I have to do. I here for CRL, I broadcast by myself, but I use of course I broadcast on Twitch, but then I use a secondary device. I have my iPad going with a Twitch stream. Normally I'm watching Heathen or Jay
Or
Grant.
Grant on
Shout out to
Wednesdays.
Jay Grant as always. Our best
Favorite
friend from the
Canadian.
north up there in Canada, in up there in Canada, and
We
best
call him
Canadian
Syrup
driver in the
Sipper.
league, by the way. But yeah, I
We
mean,
call
I,
him
I tend I tend to
Syrup
watch
Sipper.
that, and that really keeps me grounded on the lap count and tire wear situation, and that is. I feel like it's. I mean, you have that 15-second delay or so, but I feel like that's about just as good as having someone in your ear there. As you said, like having K Rob in the race with you. as a in-race reporter. That is kind of the same thing for me. I'm able to kind of gel off of that. I mean,
We used to
it
do that.
is. I will tell you, it is sometimes difficult to kind of solo it, but as long as I have that information, I'm able to know when the stages are ending. You know, like how lap times are going, what the tire situation's looking like, what you can do on the fuel run. So that does help. So I like you brought up that point when it comes to with streaming to have a successful broadcast at least.
And I think it's, especially like with 3 Wide, in the Xfinity series, they do 100% races.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna lie, that can turn into a long night. You know what
Yeah,
I
we
mean?
got here.
There's some races in Xfinity. We've been streaming on air for 3+ hours. I mean, it's a full-fledged, 200-300 lap, given whatever track it is, race. And if you don't have that other person to, kind of go back and forth with, 3+ hours, that's a long time to try and hold anything by yourself. And it's, I'm extremely grateful to have, a partner that does this with us and stuff.
Shut up
that...
and go lay down.
If I lay down, I can't see the TV.
I wrote that. Yeah, that's gonna be included. That's gonna be awesome.
All right, that's included the
Yep.
podcast. Not cutting that out.
Yeah.
But
Shut up, go lay down.
if you
Oh,
don't
fucking
have
heathen.
if you don't have somebody to get that back and forth with, you know what I mean? You kind of, I would think you're gonna dull yourself into kind of a haze. You know what I mean? You're gonna, at some point in time, you're gonna lose interest, and you need that other person to, like I said, pull the back and forth with, take over. If just for 30 seconds a minute, talk about what they're seeing on the track at that moment. What's going on, lap count. Talk about fuel, tires. What we should be looking for. Pit windows, stuff like that. I mean, it's again, very grateful for having a partner like him that, one, is not only knowledgeable of actually racing because he races himself, but just, it's not just knowledge, you know what I mean? He's got that ability, that banner to go back and forth with. And I mean, there's times in a race, like I said, we're doing 100% for Xfinity. We get off track. We're not talking about the race. We might be talking about racing in general. We could go completely off key for a couple minutes and talk about something completely different.
You're taking all my interview time here.
Well, you're
This
not
is why
talking.
we're getting divorced.
This is why we're getting divorced right
We're
here.
getting divorced.
Because you don't talk.
You're taking
You
all
don't
my interview time.
participate.
I can't talk because you won't shut up.
All
Best
right,
podcast of the year so far.
K-Rob,
Yes,
the floor
sir.
is
I'm
yours.
down. I agree with
Please,
you.
all bees, let them know everything. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Rob, I have a question for you, buddy.
Okay.
You said you wanted to promote stuff tonight. But before you promote anything, I want to know where you come from and like how you got your start in this racing ordeal. Yeah, and then you
Well,
can promote everything because I know you're gonna promote heavy, which I'm ready for because I want to be a part of this one here this
I've been involved in racing since I was a baby. I was
Wait,
being
you're not-
carried into
you're older?
racetracks. And yeah, I am. I'm much
Oh.
older. But my earliest memory in childhood is watching my Uncle Jeff flip his sprint car through turns 3 and 4 at a racetrack and then having to go to the hospital afterwards to go check on Uncle Jeff. But so I've been involved in that. My dad got involved in racing. I was always working on the race cars with him. Then I got my start, I think 2010. My first year, I
11 years ago.
ran a few years. I've got a car still, just time and money are an issue, so things are getting more and more expensive these days. But then I was, I still do work at racetracks and whatnot, and go to the races a lot. But I was watching Smith XNC on Mixer back in the Mixer days. I got into playing PUBG with him and doing stuff with him, so I was on there just supporting his stream, and I got on one night, and he was streaming NASCAR. Well, like, I was hanging out with him, and he said, hey, you know what, you should come hop in the booth with me sometime. So that's what I did. I started doing RSR streams. It was last winter, actually, doing all their winter series with Smith, and then we did a good portion of their regular season. We came around to last spring. And around the same time, I started getting involved with racing with 3-Wide. Met those guys. They have like their truck series and Xfinity were more of a beginner setup there. So somewhere for me to start out with, because all I'd ever done is just played, with cousins and stuff online. I never did any kind of league series racing or anything. Nothing with setups, nothing like that. So got involved with 3-Wide, and then just things kept snowballing from there, getting involved with streams at different leagues, getting streamers involved with leagues as well, racing with the former WSRL, now CRL, and meeting you guys. And just everything continues to move. A lot more things coming. And but yeah, that's where I come from, just a long racing background, and it eventually led me here.
See, I didn't know about you race. I knew you had a car. I just didn't know that you actually. I knew you raced before. I didn't know that you actually like been there in the game for that long. I'm from your gamer tag. You're from PA, or at least you live here now. Have you ever been to Williams Grove and raced there at all?
No, I'm actually on the northwestern side of Pennsylvania.
so
I haven't been out there. Like, my family's all gone out there. They used to go out there all the time when my dad and them were younger, before we got involved with racing ourselves. Ryan Blaney's father, Lou Blaney, or grandfather, Lou Blaney, was huge around here. He had over
Legend.
500 career wins,
Yeah.
and he actually he raced at Williams Grove, and that was one of his biggest career wins. He won the National Open at Williams Grove when everybody who was anybody was racing there, like AJ Foyt and all those guys were going to that race, and he won it. So they followed him across the country because he lived, like 35 minutes from us, and so they followed him, and wherever he was racing, they were going to watch. So they've been to Williams Grove a lot. They go out that way. They went to Williams Grove. Port Royal is one that they've started. My dad's gone to a few times now. It's a big track. Those guys are really great out there. I work at Sharon Speedway. That's actually partially owned by Dave Blaney. My wife just sat on the dog. That was the screeching you heard. But
No, hey,
Told you to lay down.
no animals are harmed in this recording of this podcast. Just want to put that out there. Don't kill us.
They were not harmed by choice. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Character
but so I'm currently working at right now the track I work at, Sharon Speedway. It's owned partially by Dave Blaney, and those guys over at Port Royal were very instrumental in the new layout for the track. They put down fresh clay just like they have at Port Royal. It's a 3/8 instead of a half mile, but it still has the same profile of the track as Port Royal. So, but that's where I'm located at. I mainly just go to Sharon Speedway and maybe Mercer Raceway Park. That is another one close to me. But that's what I'm doing now around racing. And that was really the only track that I've ever ran at too. I ran one race at Mercer, but other than that, all my races were at Sharon Speedway, in the E-Mod division. But
All right.
that was my start on the dirt tracks.
That's cool. I never knew you actually. I knew you were like in PA. I just didn't know like where. That's cool. Like the track that you work for, that was co-owned by Dave Blaney. That's awesome,
That
bro.
is a hell of a history under your belt there, brother.
Hell yeah. It's better than Flash could ever do.
I mean,
Yeah.
no, don't get me wrong. I've raced. I'm not saying that I was great or anything. My dad was. My dad's actually up for the Hall of Fame at Lernerville Speedway.
Hey.
And the funny part of that is that he only ran 3 full seasons there.
Oh my God.
He had a season where he won 25 out of 56 races that he entered 13 out of 19 at Lernerville.
Jesus Christ. Like Kyle Larson
So-
this year.
Yeah.
Last year.
Wow.
I mean, he laid, my uncle had been in it for a while, and he was pretty good in his day as well. But my dad really laid the groundwork for the rest of our family. My other uncle, Gary, got involved, and he's been successful and won races. My cousin Bobby got involved. He hasn't won any races, but he ran for quite a while. I've run for a little bit. So we've all kind of been out there sporting those fluorescent colors. But really, it's been a lot of fun, but it's just to the point where it's getting too expensive, and this is about the cheapest way to get involved in any kind of racing now is starting up an Xbox and paying $60
really
for a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, my my racing experience, I kind of had my ride yanked out from underneath me. Um, Apparently, when you're the father of a newborn and just recently married and everything, and you flip a sprint car
Oh,
multiple times down the backstretch to where the catch fence grabs you.
oh,
Yeah, it was a
That's not
family
fun.
thing. It started out in the carts and got real good in that. We took a second place season finish our first year in it and everything. I had an uncle who was a physicist for the University of Michigan, ridiculously smart, and wrote a computer program for our Digitrons that were, our digital tacks that were on our carts and everything, so he could monitor every aspect of our cart, running the road courses and stuff. So it was.
You're stealing my time again.
Yeah, you're
Let
done.
him steal it on this.
Um,
This is oh wow.
it was ridiculous. We ran a road course down in Ohio. He had me hitting 136 miles an hour
Jesus
on
Christ.
on it was about a half mile straight away on it was like a 1.2 mile road course, but there was like a half mile straightaway coming out of the woods, and you talk about tunnel vision. Everybody says, well, I can do 136 miles an hour in a car, sure, but you're not doing it with your ass a quarter inch off the ground, with no roll cage, no seatbelt,
yeah.
no nothing. I mean, you're just out in the open.
Plus, you
So
really can't
that
see with the helmet on.
Right, you know what I mean? Like that tree you were just looking at is already past you, and it's like you can't see the outside of the track. You're just looking at what's directly in front of you because you can't see anything else. So that progressed into mini cups, outlaw cup, running on the dirt track and stuff, cement, and then they put me into a 600 micro sprint, and that's kind of where I fucked up and lost my ride. I was hammering it out of turn two. Had a gap between first and second. I saw second went high, first went low, so I punched it. Kind of pulled the front wheels off the ground a little bit coming out of two, really hammered it down there, and the second place car that was high on the track came down, and his left rear tire hit my right front tire, and the next thing I knew, it was black sky track. Black sky track. The only thing I could think of was don't let go of the wheel. So
that
just
might not be the best idea.
yeah, and it was one of those things where it's like I was almost gaining momentum because I would hit like my right front tire and then my left rear tire, and it was like hitting on the edge, so it wasn't like hitting flush where it would like slow you down. It actually felt like every flip was gaining momentum. And I remember at one point in time, because the 600cc micro sprints, the engine's mounted to the side of you. I mean, it's a I had a 600 CBR motor, and the power to weight ratio on those things is absolutely ridiculous. I remember at some point in time looking out the corner of my helmet, and I saw the motor break away from the chassis, and it was actually tumbling down the track next to me.
That would have been hella fucking scary. Like,
And
for
yeah,
if you were like that
and,
young.
and then eventually the engine disappeared, but I kept going. And we had a lot of people lined up around the outside of the track, like sitting on the tailgates of their pickup trucks and stuff. And I remember my aunt said the people saw me coming and absolutely scattered and ran in every direction because they didn't think the fence was going to stop me.
Well, I would have too.
So yeah, I hit the safety fence upside down. It did grab a hold of me. It kind of wrapped around the car and caught me, and I was hanging there upside down. And I remember I could hear the safety crews coming and stuff, and of course we had paramedics on site and everything. They came in, and I remember trying to unbuckle my harness, my belts, and they kept yelling at me not to, and like a dumbass, I wasn't listening. I popped my straps and everything, and my wing was totally gone. The wing on top of the car was completely mangled and just gone. I think that was like halfway down the backstretch, laying there. So I slid out through the top of the chassis and everything, and they put me in a golf cart and take me to the side of the track, and I go over to the ambulance, and they keep asking me if I'm okay, and I'm like, no, I'm okay, I'm good. And I think once the adrenaline wore off is when
You were not okay.
I was not okay. Yeah. I ended up going to the hospital that night, had 3 cracked ribs, partially punctured lung, and a concussion from my head
I know
bouncing.
those.
Yeah, my head bouncing around in there and everything. So, it was a family-owned racing team. Like I said, karts, mini cups, sprints. We had it all. They basically came to me the next morning, checked on me, and said, "You're done.
You're done. Yeah.
You got a newborn at home, you got a new wife at home, and everything, and you can't be doing this anymore." So, unfortunately, I didn't put up much of a fight. I mean, I understood where they were coming from, but yeah, that's how my ride got yanked out from under me, kind of. So.
I feel like that would hurt too. But like you said about adrenaline and getting like in a wreck like that, football, tore my ACL and completely tore it my freshman year of high school, and didn't feel it. I played on it the rest of the game. Mind you, I was a quarterback, I didn't really run that much, so I played on it the rest of the game. And then I was fine. Then after the game was over, my coach was like, "You okay?" Because he's like, I was limping during the game, and he was like, "You okay?" Like, yeah, I'm fine. Next day, my leg's swollen. It's like, oh, I'm not okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that
one-
adrenaline
one-
wears off.
at
One
that
thing-
moment, you're like, I want the adrenaline to be there because like you don't feel as much pain as what you would like. It's like if you tore an ACL or anything or like wrecked like that, and you didn't have adrenaline, oh, it'll hurt like a some bitch. But having the adrenaline didn't hurt as bad. Like, cause like when it first happens, it's scary. It's really I feel like for me like it was like I tore my Achilles. It was really scary because I was like, I might not be able to ever walk again. 'Cause I knew how Achilles injuries were.
One question I have, and I mean this in the most serious way possible. Did after that happen to you? Is that what possibly inspired your gamer tag that you have right here?
Well, the fucking
Because
trickle.
no, because the injuries that you sustained were actually very similar, if I remember correctly, in the movie Days of Thunder. That the character Cole Trickle actually suffered too. He had a concussion. He had some broken ribs. He had
Actually, no.
I don't know if you ever thought about that before, but when you were telling me that, I'm like, I wonder if that had any inspiration to the gamer tag there.
I started playing NASCAR. I mean, God, back when we were, I was probably in my early 20s or whatever. I remember, when the one came out where it was all about teammates. I think it was Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon on the cover.
06.
06 Total Team Control. Yep.
Yeah, that's when the draft came into play, and you had to draft with your teammates and everything.
You could switch to them as well.
Yep.
If you
yep,
wrecked
you could
out.
switch to them. Yep. And I honestly hadn't played NASCAR since then. And when all this COVID stuff started, a buddy of mine came over and was talking about playing on Xbox or whatever, and he said, "Hey, have you gotten into the NASCAR yet?" And I'm like, "No, like I haven't even thought about it." Like, and he brought his Xbox over, and we have everything set up. We have like a three seasons porch on the house, so that's where we have everything set up now. He put me on his it was Heat 4,
Good
and
game.
just with a controller, and he put me on like a practice race or whatever it was, and I was like, dude, you don't know about me. Like, come on, dude. I know I'm older and shit, but come on, I used to do this when I was younger, so I started running some laps. I think at like Daytona, and he was like, okay, so you do know what you're doing. So I ended up that night buying the game, downloading it on my Xbox, and my wife actually, she's a gamer. When we were dating, we would, instead of going out at night we were bartenders and stuff on the weekend. So our nights off were in the middle of the week. Instead of going out, we would stay home and invite friends over and play, games like Need for Speed.
Hey, that's what I would
And,
love to hear.
and-
That's
yeah.
a girl I need.
right, and I mean, we would have 15, 20 people in our apartment. We'd all be drinking and everything, and you're doing the run from the cops or whatever, and you got 20 people screaming at you, no, go this way, no, do this, do that, and it's absolutely hilarious. So I mean, that was one of her all-time like best and favorite games. Like, she absolutely loved the Need for Speed series. So
Who's your
she
favorite?
started, I believe
If
it
it's
was,
anything but Most Wanted, I want to hear it.
I think Heat. It was either Most
Oh.
Wanted or Heat. She
Most
loved
Wanted's the
one with
best game ever.
candy
Mine
ones and
personally
stuff.
was an older one, Hot Pursuit, but
Okay, that one's good too. Like Most Wanted was the
if I had to,
goat.
if I'm talking about that Need for Speed, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Underground
Yeah, I
2 was
think-
the goat. Thank you
yeah,
very
it
much.
was.
You young
I
kids.
think Most Wanted was the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with COVID and everything happening, I ended up lucking out because everybody was sold out. I went to Sam's Club. They had one Xbox left, so I bought that for her. We game shared Heat 4, and she started playing. And originally, how we met the group that we started playing with was the guy that got me into it. Apparently had a little vendetta with this other guy, and he was in a lobby, and he was like, hey, let's jump in here and go screw with this guy. So I was like, okay. So we did that, and I think it was like the next night he wasn't able to play with us or whatever. So my wife and I started playing and got in with the group and met some cool people. And with COVID, the lockdown and everything, you had nowhere to be, nowhere to go. You couldn't do anything. So it was like, the kids would go to bed and we'd get a cooler full of beer and jump on there and start playing. And our group of friends started growing on there, and we started meeting, a lot more people and stuff. And it turned into an every night kind of thing. And I was walking through Walmart, and I saw the Ferrari wheel, that I think a lot of people start out on.
Yeah,
It was on the clearance shelf at Walmart for like $60, so I bought it. I was like, okay, screw it, like, it's a wheel. These guys are always talking about having a wheel, so I actually gave it to her and let her start with it. I stayed on the controller. And after a couple weeks, one of the guys we had been racing with every night was out of Chicago, and asked me for my address. And I was like, what do you want my address for? And he was like, I'm not going to show up at your house, don't worry about it. I was like, okay.
He's gonna rob you.
So a couple that he had just upgraded to the G920, and he sent me his Ferrari wheel,
wow.
which
It's a trash wheel,
was
but it's
was totally awesome.
It,
So
it is not completely a trash wheel.
well,
I mean,
it's
you have to
bad
think
in the
it's-
fact of like no force feedback. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, okay, it doesn't have force feedback, but I mean, okay, I will say with what we're talking about, and obviously what this podcast is about, NASCAR Heat, but it's not the best because you want force feedback, but it actually is a great wheel for other driving games, like when we were talking about Need for Speed or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, for
where it's
sure.
perfect for anything like that. I mean, it's great, and like he said, get that on clearance for $60. You cannot beat that. That is
Oh,
a
you
hell of a
can't
wheel
beat
for
that.
that.
No.
But yeah, I mean that definitely.
See,
like I said,
Mike sent me mine. Well, sent his mine because I bought a Ferrari wheel and it just never worked. So Mike sent me his, and
Well,
the
that's probably
rest
because
is
you plugged it up wrong, but that's.
well,
no, there was no
Good
wires
chance.
inside of it.
Good chance.
There was no wires plugged the fuck into it.
Well, that's because you're supposed to take them out of the box that he sent them in, and you're supposed to plug it into the
Yeah.
wheel.
No. The thing one Mike sent me works. It's the one that I got sent with the one I bought.
We'll see.
Oh,
I'll say
okay.
this
So he
for
sent you,
for
like, the
any
list of how to hook it
gamer,
up. Okay.
He sent me his.
for any gamer that's married, buy your wife, or you've got a significant other, buy your girlfriend an Xbox. Set her up. We've got our setup out on the Three Seasons porch still to this day, the way we did when we started. I've got a 50-inch TV in front of me. She's got a 42. She's got a 42.
Nice.
We made little rigs, setups. Actually, I took a little TV stand that's got a cubby in the middle, put her TV on that. I put some screws in the bottom to hold her pedals in place, so her feet go like under the top of the TV stand where her pedals are and everything. I built a little stand for myself, to mount my wheel on and everything. So you can't get in trouble for playing all night if your wife's 5 feet away from you to your right playing with you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Flash, take note of that, boy.
Oh, I was just about to get in on that conversation. My girlfriend right now, we're actually. I told her I've been trying to find a Series X here lately, and I haven't been able to find one. The last few weeks I've been looking, and I can't luck out on finding one. Well, for retail price, I'm not paying $800 on eBay for one, but I'm been actively trying to find one. And I told her I've got a One X right now, and I said you're getting that one, and we're gonna have the whole hookup going because right now she has PlayStation. That's what she's used. But I'm trying to get her to the Xbox side, and so that's what I'm working on right now. And
So,
I said,
yeah,
you're getting my One X as soon as I get the Series X. And
as I would say since February or March, when the whole lockdown thing started or whatever, she and we're literally, if we both stick our arms out to the side, we can touch fingers. She's literally that close to me out here, and we race together. Same group of people
awesome.
and everything. Met an amazing group of people that I think we were probably meant to meet during all this. I mean, we're scattered all over the country, Canada, but really an amazing group. And it was literally every night. The kids would go to bed, and we'd come out here, and like I said, grab a cooler full of beer and hop on, and off we go. And she's I mean, you can ask K-Rob. She's pretty decent. The super speedways are her thing. She loves Talladega and Daytona, and if you
She'll wreck you at Auto Club, though.
she will wreck your ass. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's a husband and wife team." It's like, no, we are the farthest thing from a team because we are both so competitive. We can't run together.
It's like me and Flash. We're so competitive when we're married.
Yeah, we really can't. We can't run together.
Well,
It'll
You
it's
and
pretty much
Lucas.
like
You
would-
Lucas.
No,
If
he's
if
my
you're-
son.
it's
He's
pretty
my
much
son.
like-
He's my son.
And tell me if I'm wrong, but you would rather run each other in the wall than mess up somebody else's race. You could get up to them. You get up to, your girl. She gets up to you, and she'll
Oh,
bump you out of the way.
dude.
You'll bump her out of the way before you would do that to anyone else.
Dude, my all-time thing was, I want to say this is probably back in July. We were racing, I think it was like a 25% race at Atlanta. I think we had just gotten Heat 5, both of us, and we both had a really good setup for Atlanta. We were running the same setup, and we were running first and second. And I want to say there was probably like 10, 15 laps to go in the race or whatever, and she was just burning the tires off her car. She does not lift at Atlanta. I've tried to explain it to her,
That's a problem.
Yep, if you burp it a little bit in the corners, your tires will last you a lot longer. She's like, no, I don't need to. Well,
Oh, she needed to, didn't she?
yeah, I was on the outside going into turn 3, and she realized she was about to blow a tire. And all I hear over the headset, and we're racing, like I said, with like 15, 20 other people at the same. I mean, we had a full lobby of 16 for sure. And I hear, I need a caution. And the next thing I know, going into turn 3, she takes the hardest right-hand turn you have ever seen a car in that game take, and just obliterated my ass. Drove me into the wall. I mean, I was like
Caution's
13. Yeah, I was like 13 rows deep, sitting next to the kid with the Slurpee. And you know,
WWGD.
And there isn't any fucking Grand Hits in turn 3 and 4, is there?
I don't know. I might have flown over it as hard as she hit me. I mean, I hit the wall, and I just remember seeing blue sky. I mean,
They were at Atlanta, but he landed in Charlotte.
Right. You know, just completely annihilated me because she needed a caution, and you know, she got the caution for sure.
Wow, he
and,
gave you a caution? Holy shit.
Oh yeah. And
That's a first.
you know, she ended up pitting, staying in first, and won the race. And
Wow.
you know, I mean, to this day, I'll never forget that. And we've actually had another battle at Talladega, I think it was. She was in first, I was in second, and she said, if you can pass me, I'll give you a day by yourself. You can stay out here all day and play NASCAR,
It's a
and
bet.
I'll handle the kids. You don't have to do anything. And I was like, okay, bet. So, dude, I was all over her ass the entire way. I don't think anybody behind us was even wanting to get involved in it. It seemed like they were all hanging back. And again, a full lobby, 16 people in the chat and everything. And I had finally set her up. I was coming out of turn 2, had the run, was trying to pass her on the inside. She went high, and she came down and hit me and put me under the yellow. And it was a whole ordeal, and she took a video of it. I took a video of it from both perspectives. We ended up getting all our friends involved, and we were sending the videos to, you know, all of them, like, okay, you guys decide, you know, was this a dirty move? She said I was passing under the yellow. I said she put me under the yellow. I was clear until she came down and hit me, and it was just a whole big. We've never got an actual answer. I think we ended up tied 7-7 on who thought what happened. So, but yeah, it's you know, just for everybody out there, if you've got a girlfriend or you're married, buy her an Xbox.
But find a girlfriend first.
If you don't have one, don't get one.
I don't want one. I do, but I don't at the same time. I have Flash. I don't want to shoot him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's
I mean,
pretty
he
much the
cheats
same.
on me. He cheats on me every single day, though. So
Yeah,
what the?
shit happens.
Yes, sir. But I don't want to take any time away from K-Rob, though. K-Rob, it's your time to, you know, promote what you want to promote, buddy. I know, I know Cole and I and Flash have.
He's like,
been
God damn,
running
I
for
was asleep over here.
3
but all
fucking
right.
hours.
Yep, no.
Yeah, let me wake up and clear the cobwebs out of my eyes. But
He's used to it.
yeah, Cole never stops talking.
I can tell.
Hey,
That's why I'm the
Uh,
sizzle. I'm the
Good
sizzle.
content, though. I'm down with
Yeah,
that.
all you are is noise. All you are is noise. No value.
That's fucked up.
All
I
right,
love you,
K-Rob,
Cole.
let's hear some noise from you then.
Yeah, K-Rob.
That's why we're getting divorced. But I mean, we got a lot of things in the works. Cole, you know, he's already doing the 3-wide stuff. He's in with PSES now as well. But on top of that, coming soon, he's going to be the exclusive streamer for the Tuned Up Esports League. League owner Roddy Matt 51, Pro League driver. A lot of potential for good drivers in that league as well. They'll be kicking off Sundays sometime here in the future. Still waiting for them to finish up their schedule and everything like that, and decide what they're going to do on it. But
Yeah, that's going to be amazing, dude. I can't wait for that one to start.
Just so I can be like,
so he's got that coming up. We've got Dirty Bird 33 is doing the Monday night show for PSES, doing a great job with that. He's involved
yeah,
in a
he
bunch of other leagues as well, so look out for him, Dirty Bird 33 on Twitch. Then we also have Gerald Hollister. He used to be a 3-wide racer, but he's also a college recruiter. So he just really doesn't have time to get involved with all the setups and everything, get prepared for races. So he's switched over to the broadcasting side. He handles BSES on Wednesday nights in the truck series for us over at 3-wide. Been getting some good traction with him, trying to get him built up. So again, that's Gerald Hollister on Twitch. But those are the 3 big streamers we've got going right now. We're gonna try to get probably get Hager XKY involved in some stuff going forward too here. Get him back in the booth. We had some issues with audio quality on the streams there, and most leagues do want post-race interviews, so it kind of caused an issue for streaming purposes. But he's got all that straightened out now, so we'll try to get him more involved again and get him back going and get him more views to his stream. He's also starting a actual real-life racing podcast. He's got connections to some teams that he's going to be interviewing a few people here and there on that podcast and talking about, the day-to-day racing. The biggest news that I've got right now, though, is that starting around April or May, we're going to be starting the Smith Nation NASCAR E-Race Hub. We'll be talking about any league that wants to contact us. So if you're out there and you're in a league or you're a league owner, get a hold of me. Let me know, start getting me your information about what nights you run, what league you are. We'll promote your stuff on the stream. We're also going to probably, my vision for that is to try to help build leagues and build streams. So I want to see as many streamers as we can get on there, as many leagues as we can get on there. And then probably what we'll be doing with that is then we'll give you the rundown of what happened for everybody this week. And then we'll try to highlight at least one league and one streamer each week.
Oh yeah.
Get them in as a guest on. We'll be doing it through the Discord app, but it'll be live on SmithXNC's Facebook channel and also his YouTube channel. So we'll be able to get you in live on that for an interview. You can tell us about what's going on, what you've got coming in the future, things like that. So that's one of the bigger things we've got going right now. We also are, of course, doing the Smith Nation Super Speedway Showdown deal. That's Monday through Wednesday, 5:30 to 8. It's just straight Super Speedway lobbies. Mondays trucks, Tuesday Xfinity, Wednesday's Cup. Been getting really good traction with that. I think at this point we're at over 100 people that have been involved in that since we started it 3 weeks ago. So
That's awesome. Yeah.
So it's really good progress of that. It's doing really good for Smith Stream. So that's a positive thing for us. Probably about the biggest news that I do have, though, is that we have had some changes going on over at 3 Wide Racing. It was just finally put out for public consumption today, so I'm able to talk about it on here.
Exclusive!
President of 3 Wide Racer Mike and his number 2 Goodweiser have been progressing more over to the iRacing side of things. They're trying to start up 3 Wide League over there. They've been working on that. They've hosted some lobbies and had some practices and whatnot. And I've been getting pretty good traction there. So they're actually going to start putting their full weight and force behind that movement, getting 3 Wide over onto the iRacing side. Over on the Xbox side, Human Target, who's been an admin with the league for quite a while now, is going to take over running the Heat 5 side of things, with Lagunge being promoted to the event coordinator and director of officiating over there. And then we'll be seeing some things different. I mean, that's a league that they run all 3 series. We're going to be running. We are going to change up the schedule a little bit. Thursdays will still be trucks. Fridays will be Xfinity. Saturday will now be the Cup Series for that. We're going to go to a more traditional side for that. But we're working with that there. There are going to be a little bit of, maybe some changes here and there. Not a whole lot of changes, but definitely moving things in a little bit of a different direction with that. So that's something to definitely look forward to. 3 Wide's been getting a lot of great traction this year. We had races where we had over 28, had 28 cars at Martinsville, 2 cautions in that entire race for 28
wow, that
cars.
is awesome.
That's what I said when me and Cole were doing the stream. I said 2 cautions for 28 cars. I said, I don't care who it is. There's not a lot of leagues out here that can do that.
Not at all.
No, that was some amazing racing. That many cars on that small of a track, a flat track. There wasn't even really any bumping and banging. I mean, it's not that there wasn't any cautions. I mean, these guys kept it so clean through the entire race. It was just fun to watch. It was amazing.
Yeah, and those guys have been doing an excellent job all year over on 3 Wide. We've had a lot of great races. We had another one tonight. Human Target actually was leading the race at the end. He tried to pull a Nixium. He went to pit road at the earliest possible moment in stage 3, and they caught him.
No.
And he fell to third. Lagrange was able to pull out the win tonight. We had a great race. Master Scurry last night picked up the win in the Truck Series, so in his first ever 3-wide win. So
Wow.
good guy there. Nice to see him get a win.
Yeah, he's a talent.
We've had
Here's some pieces before as well.
Yes.
yep. We've
I
had
think-
20 different winners this season with 3-wide.
Holy fuck.
That is
Um,
awesome. I also want to mention what you just said about Human Target and Lagrange taking over the heat side of it. And we've had great past experiences with both of them with CRL and PSCS, obviously, and I think that is going to lead to an even brighter future for y'all with 3-wide. So that's definitely great to hear there, and looking forward to seeing the outcome of that and what they can do with running things on that side.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And we're looking to do things too. I mean, we're looking to bolster those rosters up a little bit too with a little bit better competition on bringing some new guys in on the Cup side. There have been names thrown about from PSES to RSR to CRL of different guys that we're going to talk to about getting in there. If you're interested in joining 3-wide, we have a Facebook page. It is 3-wide Racing. Let me look up the actual name on here just so I make sure I get it right. But you just go onto that page. It is the number 3 space the word Y space the word racing. And when you get in there, there's a questionnaire. You just fill out that questionnaire real quick. They'll look it over and approve you. What we're doing right now, we're in the middle of the playoffs and nobody new is coming into race with us right now. So we don't have any issues with new guys getting acclimated and stuff, and possibly having an issue for one of our playoff drivers. But we will be starting our new season up in the May time zone or time frame, and we'll be opening up the rosters for people to join. Right now, we started that at the beginning of the playoffs about 4 or 5 weeks ago. We've got 15 guys that are sitting there waiting for the season to end to come race with us. They've been involved in our practices. And if you do join right now, we run practice lobbies all throughout the week leading up to the Thursday night race. And you're more than welcome to come out to the practice lobbies and run with us and get used to driving with the guys. But we're looking to, definitely add to that roster. And looking for good quality drivers, guys who want to race clean and run some long races. Well, that's what we do over there. And we also, are having a good time working with our other leagues that we work with there. And Target, Lagrange, myself, and Cole, all involved in 3-wide race, or all involved with 3-wide, are also involved with PSES. I know Lagrange still races with you guys on Thursdays right now in the Truck Series.
Mm-hmm. He's in the playoffs. He's actually locked in the next round of the playoffs over in CRL. He
Yes, he is.
kicked everybody's fucking ass at Richmond 2 weeks ago. So
That's
Well,
okay. He
almost
did
right
that to
there.
us in the Xfinity Series at 3-wide too, so don't feel bad. But
yeah, he
man's fast.
almost caught my ass last night at New Hampshire. Yes, I said New Hampshire because it's
yeah, I
what the
know.
fuck
I was
call
watching.
it.
I was watching that stream. If I were you, I would maybe go with a little bit of a tighter preset than you were. Holy cow!
I
Freaking dirt
couldn't-
tracking that thing going into the corners. What the
Hey.
hell?
It worked,
That's what I
though.
told him, but he wanted to go with the what'd you go with the 8
I
still?
was at 8 last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how
tried
you
to-
guys do that going with an 8.
I would.
I tried a 7 in qualifying. It was too fucking tight.
Well, of course you're on 1X
You
wear.
just gotta adjust your line, bro.
Yeah, I like diving in the corner. I couldn't not dive in the corner. So.
Yeah, well, a better driver would have kept you from passing him, unlike me. But
Well, Chevy.
I was
had
still hard
issues.
to pass there.
You were, because you were in my fucking line. Context back to what KR was talking about. KR raced in the CRL Cup, Xfinity Cup race, right? KR?
Yeah, I raced there at New Hampshire. Yeah, that was the only one
Yeah.
I got to race with you guys.
And he
Unfortunately,
was a fucking Ryan Newman wannabe.
Ryan Newman for days.
He knew he was a lap down because he had issues in the first stage, whatever. And when I was trying to pass him, because I ended up spinning myself out 3 times that fucking race, I got up to him and was clearly faster than him, but I just couldn't fucking get around him. Every time I would, like he would run the outside, and if you know Heat 5 in fucking New Hampshire, you cannot run the fucking inside and pass people. Very
Let's not
easily.
get it twisted. Let's not get it
Oh,
twisted. I was
were
fast
you
at the
hitting him
beginning
with
of
the
the run.
crisscross?
I was fast at the beginning of the run.
And
Then
were
you
trash
caught up to
yesterday.
me, and then at the end of the run, you started to go trash, and I caught you.
Yeah,
So I
Oh,
passed you
he's hitting
back
you
a
with the
couple times in that
crossover.
race.
no,
That
it
killer
was like
crossover.
he was really fast short run, and I was shit short run, and then longer, and I was really good. But then like with like 10, like 3 or 4, oh, it was like 5 to 10 to go in tires and fuel. He would just be like, "Come here, bitch," and catch me. So
I believe I passed you on the inside.
yeah, you did. I also fucking hit the wall.
Yeah.
I'm next to the
What
4.
about that?
Lap. But yeah, we
Yeah,
are looking
I always enjoyed
at.
racing with you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really fun league to run with. Can't wait to see what's in store for you guys as well. Unfortunately, you run against, we run kind of up against each other with the 3 wide and the CRL
Yeah.
timeline.
And the
Um,
PSCS time for Wednesdays.
Yeah, and the PSES time for Wednesday with me being more involved over there and actually starting to do a little bit of racing on that side. That kind of pulls
Which
me
we
out of being
loved,
able to run with you guys
by the
anymore.
way.
It would have been a lot nicer had I put the right setup in for Phoenix on Wednesday night.
I feel
'Cause-
bad though. I put you in the wall in accident on Wednesday.
Well, and I will say we actually love the conflicting times because that just shows how active like these really good leagues are like in the community. So, I mean, yeah, all right. So they're on Wednesdays. It's pretty much we're all running like what is that? 3 separate leagues that are running around the same
There's
time. We got
2.
CRL,
CRL and
PSCS,
PSS
3
run.
wide.
They're wide
Yeah.
on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Right. Okay, on Thursday, but still, like, that is good, like, because all of us involved in that is what we want to see. We want to see that active, and we make it work. I mean, like, we all are involved in different ways with each of these leagues, I guess you could say. I mean, because with UK Rob, obviously you have 3 wide, you have PSES, and of course you've ran some with CRL, and then with us we kind of go back and forth with PSES, and then of course I commentate for CRL. With Heathen, he pops in and commentates. He runs with PSES. I mean,
Well, I only
So-
commentate after the PS race is over.
right, like on Wednesdays. So that is that's a good thing to see. Like, we try to do as much as we can by still giving the time to the leagues that kind of got us to where we are, like, involved in the community, but we also put that time in to what we need to do to promote the other leagues that we're involved in, like, with my commentating there, or with obviously with what you've been doing, K-Rob or Cole. You've been with PSES and then doing that, and then of course Heathen, you've been putting that time in as well, trying to, when you can, still doing obviously PSES, but coming in, like you said, Wednesdays for a little bit and joining me in the booth at the end of the stream. So
I always the last like 30 laps. I'm always there somehow.
yeah,
Hey guys, I don't mean to cut you off, but I
had to do that.
okay. Yeah, because we've got some 3 wide guys actually that are in a lobby with my wife and want to know where they can find this podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah, just you can type that in and it will show up, Championship Racing League network, and we while we're growing the channel, I actually myself I've tried to find it under the search results, and you have to kind of scroll down, but obviously as a new channel, but you can put by upload date. The easiest way to find it is by most recent on the upload date, and that'll pop right up, and then you can subscribe to the channel, and then you'll have no problems finding it. But
Well, I have subscribed.
Yeah.
there you go. Thank you.
All right. All right. Well, hang on a minute. Let me transfer that information over, and we'll get a couple more subscribers. Hang on one second.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, go back to what we were talking to too. With all these different leagues, it's nice to see people being able to race with each other and work together. We did try to do that for a while with 3 wide. There were some extenuating circumstances to why we discontinued working together with you guys at that point,
W.
which I'm sure you're all aware of.
Hence why, Flash, I'm gonna ask you the question: what the fuck's the best part of CRO?
There's no motherfucking W
That's
involved.
why.
Yeah, oh yeah, we gotta throw that out. Hey, we gotta put that on a T-shirt at some point.
We will.
Well, and that almost leads back to what we had going on tonight in the stream here with Cole MF Trickle. we were joking around about the stream he had last week at the Indianapolis Roval, because after we had started getting him very, very drunk,
I
he
love
was
drunk. I mean,
Oh,
alcohol.
God,
repeatedly
yeah.
saying he was happy when he got a T-shirt. Because he didn't do this for money. He's happy to have the T-shirt, and
I
so
want a fucking
that's
t-shirt.
Dude, seriously, if
that's
you guys
actually
would have
gonna
seen the
be
T-shirt,
that's gonna
it
be
was
our
sick.
thing for Cole's Twitch channel. Is gonna have to get him a shirt made with his logo on the front, and then on the back just have it say, "I was happy with the T-shirt."
I want a t-shirt. How do I get one?
Well,
A
we
3-wide
are
T-shirt.
the whole MF Trickle, I guess you would say,
Merch.
call sign, the logo and everything, and just throwing ideas out there. And K-Rob came up with it tonight. I think the first T-shirt that we're gonna make available is gonna be the Cole MF Trickle logo on the front, and on the back it is gonna say I was happy with just a T-shirt.
Must have this a t-shirt. Well,
But honestly,
I will
if-
say right now, I will order that.
all right,
yeah,
all right,
I will too.
I
I
will
have to
make sure
say.
you guys know when they go
I
out.
have to have one of
Um,
those, man.
But
have to have one.
honestly, when Smack was involved making T-shirts and everything for everybody in the group, I saw pictures of everybody's. He put them together. They looked awesome. And then K-Rob said they wanted my address so they could send me one, and they legitimately did. It's got the 3-wide logo on the front. It's got my gamer tag and my number, the number 1 on the back, and then even
Because
on
you're the number.
the
Because you were the number one streamer.
well, I run with the number
No, that's
1.
just the number he races with.
Oh,
I mean,
Yep.
I wouldn't say he's the number 1 streamer.
well, I was
Really?
trying to be nice, man. Fucking hell.
Take
Take
it.
my
You see what I
fucking shit
mean? This is
away.
why we're getting divorced. He
You know-
takes my thunder.
Hey,
Uh,
anything,
viewers are mine.
You should have been the 46. Cause no, was that who ran? Is that what Cold Chicken ran in the
Yeah,
movie?
he was in the 46.
Yeah, you should have the fucking
And-
46 car. Yeah, you should be in the 46. So it makes sense to your name. But what do I know?
But,
I'm just a
but
guy.
what was the sponsor on that car, Heathen? Let's have a little
Mellow
trivia.
Yellow. Something like that. It was
No,
that color.
it was
Look,
City
Larson-
Chevrolet.
City.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
Chevrolet,
Larson
yeah.
sponsored it. Let me alone.
Well, the
No,
the
that
funny
was
thing
fucking
on that
that's
is,
Jess William Fire.
We got a sponsor.
Hey,
um,
I do want to shout out though. Jay Grant got a sponsor with a
You know,
coffee
the-
company. I just want to shout Grant out for
Yeah,
that. It
yeah, I
happened
saw
today.
that earlier.
nice.
He got a.
Nice.
I'll actually tell you exactly what the thing is. Actually, sorry to cut you off there, Cole, but this is I want to shout out my man Grant here. What the hell?
Hey, is he paying us for this?
Sure. It is called Player One Coffee. You can
Nice.
if you go to the link. Well, if you go to playercoffee.refr.cc/jgrant, you can get 5% off on coffee. So, yeah, Grant, you're fucking welcome, bitch.
We got a goddamn sponsor. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! And he got a fucking shout the podcast. There you go, Grant. Okay, go ahead, Cole.
Well, no,
That's what you're saying.
the funny thing with the gamer tag was it didn't start out like that. When I first started, I couldn't think of anything to come up with. So, when you start an account on Xbox, I just hit the button that said, they'll generate one. And it was it was kind of funny. My original gamer tag was Case Mosquito.
Case life
I-
and Supercross.
Yeah, I have no idea where that came from or how they came up with it, but I was like, okay, whatever. So that's how I started out with, and then there was one guy in our group. It was Danny Ace, the one that actually got us into playing NASCAR Heat and stuff, and every time I would pass him, he would just say, Cole. Like Cole Chickle from Days of Thunder, and it kind of caught on. Like, they quit calling me Mosquito, and everybody started calling me Cole. And he actually came to the house one day, and he was like, "Dude, you got to change your name, right?" And I was like, "To what? What do you mean I got to change my name? Like, everyone knows that, but it's catching on in the group. Like everybody keeps calling you Cole. You got to change your name. He's like, that'll throw everybody for a loop.
Wait,
And
so your name's not Cole?
no, actually, my
No, his
name is
name's
Oh,
Rob.
and it's not Trickle either.
What the fuck? My brain is broken.
More
His
broken,
name
you
was
mean.
Cole. My name is
Nope.
Ethan.
Nope, my name is Rob, but
His name
we
is-
sat
oh.
here. We sat here having some beers on the porch one day, and he was like, "You got to change your name. You got to do it. It's caught on in the group. You got to change it." And I was like, "All right, I'll change it to Cold Trickle, but we got to put a spin on it. You know,
Oh,
we gotta
motherfucker.
we." And that's basically what it was. Is I would pull the outside pass on somebody, kind of brush the wall, kind of thing, and I'd always laugh and be
That's
like,
me.
"Ah, I got those matched tires on there. I'm doing things." and it was always Cole motherfucking Trickle. Okay, so it was like, how can we work that into it? So we came up with the Cole MF in the middle and then Trickle on the end. So that's how we came up with it. It was really just a nickname that the guys we were racing with every night gave to me, and figured out how to put it in there. So yeah, I changed it. You get one free change on your name or whatever, and
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I didn't know that.
Well-
When I changed mine from T-Dot Heathen to CC-Dot Heathen, because I was in a clan called T-Dot and they, died. So we closed
Well, I
that
think it
down.
worked out perfect for you too, because you got the Tom Cruise without the crazy ass Scientology. So I mean, that kind of all worked out.
Fucking hell.
so yep, it worked, and I will never forget the first night after I officially changed it, and we waited to get everybody got on the game about the same time, about 9 o'clock every night. And my wife sent me the invite to the group, and I jumped in, and everybody is like, "Who in the hell is Cole motherfucking Trickle?" And
You know what a
and
motherfucking
the-
Trickle is, bro? That's my guy.
and yeah, it was Danny. He was like, "Who the hell do you call Cole every night of the week when you're in here racing?" And they were like, "Is that Mosquito?" And it just, I mean, you just heard 16 people in the lobby at one time just start cracking up laughing. They were like, "No shit, you actually fucking changed it." I was like, "Yep, we changed it." So there you go. So yeah, it was kind of a given name by everybody else that we used to race with.
Well, that's
Seems-
definitely interesting to know.
Seems to work.
I did not know that that's where you got
We've-
your name from. I thought your name was actually fucking Cole. And you just like the movie Days of Thunder, so you put Trickle after your name. But
Nope,
the fuck do
nope.
I know? I'm
It's
deceiving.
definitely from Days of Thunder, but yeah, no direct relation to it or anything. Nope, my name's actually Rob.
No, your name's Cole. You should change it to Cole.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like if your first name was CCDN, and I doubt that's the case, right?
No, it's Ethan.
Okay.
My name is Ethan. But yeah. Stanley messaged me about how long was it? At 2:35. He said we're an hour and 10 minutes already, and we haven't
I
gotten
was
to the
about to
second.
mention that.
We haven't gotten to the second part of the podcast yet.
Well, I was about to mention that this has been our longest podcast, but it also has
Oh,
been the best,
Yeah.
and this has
Yeah.
been so awesson that we've had, and y'all have been our longest podcast. So this,
I can't
this
jerk
is-
off Kyle for
already.
15 minutes anymore. God damn it. I was looking
No,
forward to that.
no, you can't.
No,
but
we're
this-
still going to. I'm sure
This
if
has
you have to
been,
get a bed flash, I'm pretty sure Cole will carry on with this with me if you wanted to. Okay, we're basically at an hour and a half right now. Stanley said. So, yeah.
That's K-Rob's fault. He doesn't
No,
stop talking.
I'll keep this rolling. Depending
Okay,
on what,
so-
what are we gonna?
We have
Go
to go
to.
through what we normally go through. Okay, we have
Okay.
a shit ton of fucking leagues to shout out anyway, because I put up a thing on the NASCAR community page, and holy fuck, we got a response. But first, we got to recap CRL and PSCS this week. PSCS, Turner kicked everybody's fucking ass on Tuesday in the Xfinity Series at ISM.
That's my boy Possum.
Wednesday, my son, Lucas, Nixium,
Next
dominated. He won all 3 stages and won the race. barely. That means. And then also Wednesday, Flash, you won the cup race for Zero. Oh, Tyler Cubs. Tyler Cubs won at Richmond
There you
in Zero
go.
for Cup. Sorry, I forgot his name.
Remember the kids came out on that one, man. We had
yeah.
our average age of winner there
Was
was
16.
like 16.
Was 16
Yeah.
flat because they're both 16.
Yeah.
Apparently, Cole, you didn't know how young Lucas was. Well, that was Dirty Birds. Never mind. Forgot. No, that was Jared.
Is that Nixium?
Yeah.
No, that's your
He's
son.
6. Not actually, but it's a joke around here. Yes.
It's his
Also.
protege.
Yeah. I'm. You know Mike DB.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like my dad, but I call him my brother because he's not that old. But I call Lucas my son because I brought him up from a fucking shit league that was running with fucking speds, which speds are fucking idiots.
Trying to get yourself canceled.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, he always said idiot. He could have,
Yeah, I could have
Well,
said I could have
K-Rob-
Kyle Larson.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm not.
K-Rob actually had an idea a couple weeks ago to have the party or our chat room in the race try and guess my age, because I do have a camera, and even K-Rob was way off.
Can I guess your age?
Go for it.
What year were you born?
34.
Nope.
What year were you born?
That's not
guessing.
That's not a
You gotta do
guess.
math?
I'm trying to gain information. Let
But
me
actually, that would kind of be guessing for you, I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
you could probably, you could tell him he then doesn't know how to do math.
I can't do math. I fucking failed school. I don't know fucking
You
math.
could say like 1926, and you'd be like,
27. No. If you're married, have a kid, and you raced when you were younger-ish, 37,
Nope.
27,
Nope.
15.
You're
You know,
going the wrong way.
oh,
I
69.
You're
I
up
got
in the fucking
guessed,
40s?
I got guessed anywhere from my early or late 20s to early 30s. No, I'm actually 42.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, at least
Yeah,
I'm
no,
a
I would
skater.
not have. I would not have pushed you past 40, so I couldn't have guessed that.
I want to pass
I
you past
definitely knew
27.
30s, but like I
I'll
couldn't
not
have
pass you
that.
past 23. That's still
Yep,
another one.
I got a daughter who will actually be a teenager next month.
I have a son
Well,
that'll
Heathen
be...
probably does somewhere too, but
No,
that's a different story.
not a teenager. God, fuck no. I have a son that's turning 5 this year. Yeah.
I've
I had
got
to think.
Yeah, and you're still a baby
I ha-
yourself. You ain't even legal drinking age yet.
I know.
I've
No,
got
he's
soon
turning
to
4 this
be
year. I'm stupid.
I've got soon to be 13, and then I've got 4. I have 2 daughters.
No, I have a son. So, and I know that's like what I know that's what every guy wants though. Every father wants a boy. So they can,
Not me. I didn't.
Really?
I didn't. No.
See, if I
there
had a
was 2
daughter,
things.
I would be killing people because if they fuck my daughter, they will fucking die. That's just
Well,
like you don't fuck with
We are
someone's
uncensored
daughter.
here, folks. So
it was kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Me and my absolute 2 best friends growing up from childhood. I was the best man in both their weddings, signed their marriage certificates, all this stuff. We've all had girls. That's all we've had,
Really?
and I knew that was coming. So when we found out we were having a gender reveal face, Stone Cold, like knew exactly what was going down. I knew it was going to be a girl. And they were like, how did you know? What do you mean you knew? How did you know? It's like, because this is God's way of getting back at us for being those little assholes screwing around with all those girls when we were younger.
Hey,
This is our punishment.
I've
You know what
never
I
been a
mean?
fuck boy. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is our punishment. This is what it's gonna be. We're gonna be put through it. We're gonna be dads of little girls, and that's what it was. So yeah, No,
Actually,
my,
once you have the kid, like you will not trade him for the world.
So
No,
I was in a
no.
podcast at one point in time, and we used to try to, we'd be talking about stuff, and then eventually we get to the point where we're like, "Hey, everybody, welcome to the always off-topic podcast."
Yeah.
Which one? Which one were you in?
This one. Okay, so realistically, getting back on topic, Thursday night in the CRL trucks, that some fucking dude named CC and Heathen won, Darlington, yeah, the fuck New Hampshire.
I'm
And then-
surprised
Won?
you got off topic
Really?
on that one, Heathen. You
I
normally
know.
love to promote yourself. So
Hey, watch CRL podcast. Follow me on Twitch. Gamertag Heathen _Heathen with a 3. not E.
you could just feel the bullshit flowing at your mouth right now.
And then tonight, my son dominated again. I led a little bit at least. Haas led a little bit. Zach was
Nick
on the pole.
Nixium was definitely dominant tonight. Yeah, he had
that fucking 18 car was in the fucking way.
We love you, Gator.
No, we don't. I'm kidding. We do sometimes. Not fucking with you, we do. But yeah, it was a good week on out, and for PSCS and PSS, for NCRL, and obviously, and as well, 3 wide. You heard your 2 winners from this week so far, which was Lagunge and who won tonight, K-Rob?
Tonight for 3 wide was Lagunge.
Who won last night?
Master Scurry.
That one. And Master Scurry won last night, my bad. Not Lagunge. Opposite way. But, yeah. Off that topic now, since we're done with the league racing side.
Well, if we start talking about the actual NASCAR racing side, we're going to skip the trucks because you cheated last week. And,
No,
you had such a lovely prediction of John Hunter Nemechek winning the race. But
I was so smart.
We were recording an hour after the race ended, so it's so funny you picked him to win the race.
Right?
It was
so
almost
convenient.
it's almost like you watched the ending
I
of
didn't
the race,
watch
or
it,
you,
though.
or,
I didn't
or
watch
you
it,
looked
though.
up who won the
No,
race, and then
this
you were
dude
like,
named
yeah,
Nixium told me in the party who won the race. So I really didn't know it all until fucking Lucas told me in the
boy.
fucking the thing. But
Well, gentlemen, I hate to cut you short here. I gotta get going. I gotta run.
Okay, buddy.
I appreciate
you've
y'all
been
bringing me
amazing
in
there,
and
sir.
I appreciate you for being on here.
having us. The wife's
thank you.
leaving for Vegas in the morning here early, so I gotta go hang with her for a bit
But you're
before
a
she
week
takes
late.
off. And
NASCAR's in Vegas last week.
I know it. I know it. She screwed it up, got the dates confused or whatever. But maybe she'll go out there and make some money. Who knows?
Hey, I bet the hotels are a lot cheaper this week than last week.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are. So, yeah, I'm going to go hang with her. But, hey, guys, I totally appreciate you bringing me in here and letting me be a part of the podcast and everything. Thank you so much.
I'm
We
gonna
really
send
appreciate you
a
coming
link
in.
to
It's
K-Rob
awesome.
Cole, and he can send it to you for the podcast when it comes out on Sunday at noon on this Championship Racing
definitely.
Network podcast channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
We have the Do It for Dale podcast, which came out on Sunday at noon. Yeah. So
Yeah, definitely.
also,
make sure
Cole,
make
thank
sure you get him that link so I can get it.
I will. Thank you though for being here, Cole. It was nice to get to know you a lot more than what we had before. I know going into since you brought us PSS, I know all this. I might have to donate a little bit to make you drink when you interview me sometime if I ever win a race in PSS again. So.
Hey, there you go. Or you can jump in. You can jump in any 3-wide stream we got going. And like I said, if you guys
True.
throw it out there, I'll drink it, man.
Hey, I want you to drink that apple juice though, because I mean the monster and vodka combination. That's the only combination I know. It's not the best.
Oh, now
it's not terrible.
Now,
it's
now you're
it
talking.
sounds awful.
You're talking old school for me. Vodka Red Bull, vodka Monster. That's
fuck
that's
Red Bull.
old
Red Bull's
school.
fucking trash.
Oh,
Red
see,
Bull's trash.
I know you remember the original Four Locos then when they had caffeine in them.
Four Locos had caffeine in them. Bam! I can't
Yeah,
believe I'm not old enough.
you wouldn't remember that. Back in the day, I guess it was about 10 years ago or so, the Four Locos, they had about 300 milligrams a can.
Topic.
and
Oh, yeah.
14% alcohol.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it.
that's
You drink
why
one
they
of
were trying
those
to
and
ban
you,
them.
you don't know if you're drunk or you're
Hyper.
shaking from the caffeine. It's both of them put together.
You drink 2 of those, you were jiffing like a crackhead for 3 weeks, man.
Yep.
Jesus. Another local. Thank you, though, buddy. I'll have you on another sometime again.
Absolutely.
In the future.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Add me on Xbox.
I have you.
Send me-
Don't I have
Send
you on
me a friend
Xbox?
request.
Think I do. I don't. Oof. I thought I had you on Xbox.
I don't either, and I'm adding you right now.
He said
I thought I
it.
had. I thought I had him on Xbox. I thought I added him on the during the truck race because you did the truck race at Vegas for
Yep.
PSS, right? Yeah.
Yep.
He this man called the most emotional race I've ever been a part of. By the way, I did near
Yeah.
cried in that fucking interview. I did cry that fucking interview. I was holding that shit back the whole fucking time. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna cry.
I honestly
I'm
was
not
that
gonna
was
do
probably
it.
the happiest I've been for you to win a race, even because normally I'm like, nah, fuck you. But that was that one was a good day for you to win. After everything.
That's a fucking
All right,
lie.
boys.
for that for it.
You guys have a good night.
All right,
too,
thank
buddy.
you so much, man. Thank you
Yep.
for your time, and look forward to having you back on, bro.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Let me know anytime, man. See ya.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, there was Cole Motherfucking Trickle. Well, thank him for being on the podcast.
Again, this is our longest podcast ever, but this has
Oh,
been,
we still not even fucking done. We still have fucking
No,
more
I
to
know.
go.
yeah, we're gonna go through this, but this is we still
I
got
do
K Rob
wanna-
in here.
Yeah.
If he actually wants to still talk to us, he's had to listen
Oh.
to Cole for a while, back and forth, but he's still here with us, hanging on.
Yeah. K-Rob, you're a fucking legend, by the way.
Colts took all my time.
You can
Well,
have more
obviously, as
time.
you can see, you still got time
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good.
because we've
So
been rolling on this one. But
I do want to give shout outs though, because I posted a thing on the Xbox One NASCAR Racing community page on Facebook. Asked if anybody wanted a shout out on the podcast tonight. The first person was our very own Richard Rico, aka Suave. He races on PSS.
Suave!
Suave! He
Woo!
said, shout out the PSS iRacing series. There is several fucking leagues in that damn thing.
Yes,
They
man,
had
blow it up.
the dirt series just had a champion Sunday night, I think it was.
I just want to say, well over 1,000 likes on the
Oh, yeah.
Facebook page for that. Well over.
They
I
have-
haven't
and
checked it
then-
lately, but what is the?
I do want to give a shout out though to the broadcaster of that, or the broadcasters of Frozen Toes and my fucking man Atlanta Racing on Twitch. They do a hell of a job doing that. Atlanta does most of it. I know Frozen does here every now and again. I don't know when she does it, but I know she does it a lot. Yeah, they do trucks on Monday, I think. I'm pretty sure it's trucks on Monday because there's a lot of guys that race PSS that don't really show up sometimes because iRacing. But we love having them. We love Suave. He's been here since the fucking jump. Granted, he has a finish all every race, but we love him because the only reason why it doesn't finish because of heat servers. We love Suave anyway. We understand your pain.
Yeah, those
Suave.
iRacing servers are so much better for him.
Yeah. iRacing is so much better for you anyway. Just stick to what you're not stick what you're good at. Stick to what's best for you.
But
Also-
it's California, man. I mean, you know, it's just the servers
Also,
are better for
Also want to give a shout out to
iRacing.
Jaden. So I got him a scooter and he is fucking doing mad shit on there. I'm so fucking proud of that young man. Fucking love you, Jay.
He's been growing up right in
then-
front of PSS.
Yeah, he has. He's
hasn't
grown
he?
up. I cannot wait till he runs with us someday. He'll be here soon. I know he will.
Oh yeah, I know he has that in plan. Which the way it's going, it might be an iRacing.
Yep. Probably will be. He's race. He's I know he raced Supercross with us last year for the PSCS stuff. So,
Absolutely.
but another
Bet
one
he could kick
was,
my ass on Supercross, by the way.
Oh,
Just
he
wanted
can
to throw
fucking
that out
kick your
there.
fucking ass.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Lee said Mack Truck Racing League. So I'm still wait. I was waiting on details to see when they run, but shout out to them. And then Slide Job, who will be on the podcast some year here soon, wanted us to shout out Fast Family Racing League. Kev, you know when they run?
No, I do not.
Oh well. Shout out to them anyway.
Shout out to
And
all
then-
y'all.
There's more.
Mention
um,
again the right when you mentioned what you said, Mac. What was that one? Go ahead and mention that again, because that was a
Mac Truck Racing League.
yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, give
shout
them
out
a
to
shout
them.
out, because
Hell yeah.
only
they-
reason
they-
only reason I'm bringing that back up is because it's a name I haven't heard, so I want to bring some attention
yeah,
to them.
for sure.
Um,
Everybody knows
definitely.
Fast Families. They host the
Yeah.
they host the
everyone knows
tournament
that.
shit last year.
Yeah.
Some controversial stuff, but it's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, they still
Um,
deserve a shout out.
yeah,
I
they-
brought attention to the
Yeah.
Mac Truck Race League, because that I hadn't.
There's another that I haven't
Heard
heard
of
of though. That was posted. Kevin Dolan. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. He said High Performance Racing Series. Also known as HPR. Shout out to that league.
HPR.
Yes, sir.
Liking it.
And then the final person that commented on the thing was our very own Rock NASCAR, aka Marty Hensley. Leading Edge Pro Series presented by X1 Heat Community Page. Rock, we love you. You're getting on here whenever CRL season's over and we can do podcasts at 9 o'clock. I know you're gonna be in it. I know you are.
Oh, I cannot wait for that.
I can't. That's gonna be a fucking amazing podcast.
We are going to, and I can, unless you don't want to do this, I'd say we wipe the entire schedule of how we do the podcast normally, and just give him full interview time as long as he wants to.
Oh yeah,
And
that was the point.
we'll do that as a special, just for
yeah.
him, just for what he does for the community.
He knows every single league, what they do, what days they run, everything. So he'll be a huge help to promote every league that he watches and stuff, because he is a huge person for like watching the streams and stuff. And he runs the Heat community page, and he's gotten rid of a lot of toxic people over the last couple weeks. Same thing for K-Rob. He got rid of people in the Smith XNC. So it was the Smith Nation page was on Facebook. So thank you, K-Rob, for that.
I'm actually not joking about this at all. I'm surprised he hasn't had to get rid of people more often than he has
Oh
recently.
yeah.
It's actually a surprise. That speaks about the Heat community. That
Yeah.
the majority
They were
of us,
toxic.
We're
most of us,
we're
yeah.
good people. The majority of the Heat community. Yeah, you're gonna have some issues.
We
but
started out rough, but we have been getting better every single game. It feels like, even though the games.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's
I love
finally
Heat 5
coming together.
but we all know it's copy and paste. But a lot of true my for Pro League. But oh well, one guy anyway. But yeah. Speaking of NASCAR, we're gonna go to the Vegas races. Well, the Vegas
Yeah, and
races that happened over the weekend. Where,
Well, go ahead and
where
say,
PS
like
hits his
I already
very
said.
own. Everything's great, aka Jamie Holman, whatever's, I don't know his last name. I know his name is Jamie. Everything is great on Xbox. He was at the race. And
As
got
always,
to see
yeah,
his
he has,
favorite driver
lifetime
suck
tickets there.
ass. So,
Yeah, but you got to mention this man when he goes
Yeah.
there. He can be anywhere pretty much he wants to be in the pits. He meets,
can, oh, not this year.
well, because of COVID, but I mean, like, he is a lifetime ticket holder there. He's one of the select few that could go there for the race, like, because he
Yep.
has gone there.
Because
so many
he's
years
had
in a row.
that. Yeah, he's had it every
Yeah,
year. He's an
So-
adult. I say like 40 to 50, in that age range. But yeah,
you're so nice.
shout out. No, that's how old he is. So shout out to Jamie. We miss you. Come back, please. I miss you kicking my ass every single fucking race. But yeah,
it'd be
speaking
so awesome
of,
if he's seeing this right now.
I know he probably won't, but I hope he does. We miss you. But going back to the NASCAR side of things, I predicted very correctly in the truck race. I
Yeah,
predicted.
I mean, like I
that-
said, I mean, you're basically, I mean, you might as well just
I'm
do that as your
psychic.
full-time job. You should be
I'm
you should be
psychic.
a paid medium. Yeah.
John had a name check one in the Ford truck. It's the first time that Ford truck is, well, since KBM actually has had a other than himself since, well, Roth was on a non-plate track, I'll say, in
Yeah.
several years. Well,
And
since
I will
Christopher
say-
Bell ran, I think.
I mean, we already know the results. We're not going to mess around
No,
with
Brandon
that. But
Jones had Pokemon 2 years ago.
I will say when you called that last week though, before that,
I said that
before the race was
that.
actually over, I
Yeah.
don't think anyone would have picked against Kyle Busch. So that was a surprise that he did not win that race. Obviously, he's won. I believe, before that, it was yeah, and a lot of people have talked about that as well. But before that, he was I think 8 out of the last 10 races in the Truck Series he's won, or something like that. But yeah, what they talked about most was, as you said, Spingate. He blew
And
that
he's
tire
not
and
getting investigated either. Oh,
he blew that
quote,
tire
unquote,
and was able to save it. He has great car control, but then all of a sudden he's on that apron and that car just spins right out.
Yeah. But and then we go to the Xfinity series where I know Luke, my kid Lucas, well Nixium, was having a hard on because which is it's really weird that we did this because last week in PSCS he won the Xfinity race in the 16 car, and then in the Saturday race that 16 car won the race of AJ Allmendinger.
Well, I gotta ask, who did you predict that was going to win this race?
I
I think you said Gregson.
Oh yeah, I always say Grayson.
I got closer on this.
You
one,
said Ty
I
Dillon.
didn't
Still
cheat.
the fuck. No,
No,
you said
I
fucking
didn't.
Ty Dillon.
I said
You
Daniel
said Ty
Hemrick.
Dillon. You said Ty. No, that was.
I
Chase
said
Ty
Daniel
Dillon.
Hemrick.
Chase said Ty Dillon. Yeah.
I said Daniel Hemrick. Go watch our last
Well,
podcast
I know.
Thursday.
Yeah, it was Chase. You said Daniel. I mean, Chase said him.
Yes,
That's
he
my
did.
fault.
I said Daniel Hemrick, and he came up second, and he won stage 2. So, I didn't get it right, but he had a great run. But AJ
do wanna
Allmendinger, how about that?
I do want to
he's
say
doing great
though,
this season.
tonight's ARCA race. We don't cover ARCA ever, but I only bring this up because this man's in the field tomorrow night, tomorrow in the Xfinity cars. Ty Gibbs put in a fucking clinic today in ARCA cars and whooped everybody's fucking ass.
Not a surprise there.
We will get to that when we come prediction time. But now it's the time I've been waiting for. The Cup Series race.
Well, not to cut you guys off here real quick,
Yeah.
but it is 3:15 in the morning, and
Okay.
I have a son's birthday party I've got to do tomorrow, so
Oh, you mean today?
I'm also going to have to bail on here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you could have left anytime you wanted to. We're
Yeah, you
just
could have
going
left
to
anytime you
ramble
wanted.
about anything, but thank you for letting us know that, K-Rob. You're awesome.
Yeah. Kara, we
Thank you
love
guys for
Thank-
having me. I appreciate
Thanks for being
it,
here, buddy.
And,
Yes, sir.
can't
I'm
wait to
sorry
hear
that
the results.
Cole took up half your time, but
That's okay. I'll fire him later.
Half.
75% of your time.
Yeah.
We'll have you
All right,
next
have a
time,
good
though,
one, guys.
It was great having both of y'all. This has been so much
for
fun.
sure.
I was about ready to go to sleep early before the podcast started, and y'all got talking, and that got me rolling. So
Thank you.
thank
for
y'all
that,
for
K-Rob.
that. Yeah.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too,
All right,
buddy.
Kay.
That was K-Rob. Dope ass guy. We love him. But yeah, speaking of, we're going to talk about the Cup race at Vegas. And Flash, you know right where the fuck I'm going with this shit. You know where I'm going with this. I've been waiting over 2 years, well, over a year, well, technically 2
Wait,
years.
I don't remember who won. Who won the Cup race?
Kyle motherfucking Larson. It wasn't, and the thing is, it wasn't by no fucking like small ass margin either. This man fucking pulled the fuck away from Brad Keselowski. Dude had the best fucking car all goddamn day. Kyle Larson did. That 5 car that Rick Mears and fucking Brian Vickers fucking ran is back in fucking Victor in that paint scheme. It was so awesome to see. And something that I do want to mention though is Hendrick is now on the last 2 straight. They won
Yeah, and,
last week.
I
Byron
actually-
won.
I actually was reading an article about if Hendrick is back or not, like back to their
Oh, they're
I
back.
would say late
'Cause-
2000s levels.
Because you know
which
Chase is
yeah.
gonna win, and you know
Well,
Bowman,
I mean,
Bowman
now
might
you
win.
know. I mean, Larson can win in that car. So you got Chase. You got Byron who won, which, I mean, I don't know if he'll back it up with more wins, but you got him.
And
I
the
mean-
one thing that
And then Alex Bowman, he could pop up at any time and start doing good. But I mean, we'll have to see.
the one
but-
thing that I was intrigued about with the Larson thing is this is Larson's 4th race with Hendrick. Okay,
Mhm.
he is the fastest ever winner to racing a Hendrick type, Hendrick's like a Hendrick car, he's the fastest driver to ever win for Hendrick in 4 races. And people are saying that they thought it would take him a while to get used to the Hendrick stuff. He did it in 4 races in his 4th race. Everybody's saying that they
It's
didn't
true.
expect his win to come to like Bristol dirt in a couple weeks here.
Yeah, the only example,
And-
not to interrupt, I could be wrong, but Jimmy Johnson, when he started
No,
with Hendrick,
he-
he almost
Yeah.
won in his, I think it was his 3rd race. I could be wrong, but I think he
Yeah,
almost did.
won.
I think he crashed out or finished. He might have
I
finished.
don't even
I
won
don't know,
Auto
but
Club his first year. I don't know what race that was his first year, but I only won Auto Club his first year.
that was, I believe, 8th or 9th race of the season.
Yeah.
Again, I could be wrong. It might have been like the 10th or 11th at that time, but he was close to winning a few races in, but never like what Larson has done, because Larson was
Never a
at
dominant
Homestead
performance
as
like
well.
that.
So
Larson was
Yeah.
fast in the Daytona Road Course too.
Yeah.
He was fast in the
I mean,
500.
yeah, he had a shot. I mean, well, everyone had a shot at the 500, but yes, he was.
If Larson didn't fucking kill himself, he would have won that race in the thing. Also, want to give a shout out to American Racing Cup League. They just come on the post again, so shout out to them. But yeah, Larson is. Everybody's saying that he's gonna be a fucking dangerous man this year because he's already won, and no one had him winning this early. I did, but I'm a Larson fan. I fanboy all the fucking time about him. But
I mean, and I get that, because I would obviously have picked Logano every race if I could, same way.
that's speaking of that. Well, he finished 9th,
Exactly.
so he barely finished 9th at that fucking point. Is that to say the least about
I
that?
said top 10 on speed, and he finished 9th.
Definitely wasn't. I mean, you had faster cars that wrecked out or had issues that race,
But
like,
that's part of the
Chase
deal.
Elliott. But yeah, nothing against him though. Logano was fast. Penske was all the Penske cars are fast early, and then they just everyone except for Brad fell off.
I'm gonna actually disagree with you. Logano was not fast.
Well,
in that
Logano-
race at Las Vegas. He should have been
No.
much faster.
No,
So
he
I'm
was
actually
fast,
nervous
but he wasn't
as a
like
fan
fast.
of him, how he's gonna do this year. But we'll have to see, because that's one of his best tracks, and he struggled to finish in that top 10.
I
So
do want to say though, we have a race this week. All right, it
Yes,
is
sir.
the last time we were at this track. Chase Elliott won, and he won the championship. We can't just go on predictions now. I'm not gonna suck Larson off the next 20 fucking minutes.
Well, we can start
gonna-
with
Xfinity.
Xfinity, yeah, and then we'll go to that.
Ty Gibbs. That's it. Ty Gibbs. I'm not going against Ty Gibbs this year. I can't.
Can I pick the same?
You pick whoever you want. I picked Ty Gibbs though. It's hard to go
All
against
right.
him. You can't go against him right now.
All right, for the second week in a row, I'm going to go with Daniel Hemrick. I'm telling you, he's going to break through and win one. Might not be.
At his worst statistical track ever, you think he's gonna win?
I wouldn't. Maybe a cup, but it's a different thing. He's in different equipment.
I mean,
So
you got to think though.
I mean, if you want me to pick against that, I guess I would possibly say Gregson, but
I like that pick.
I still I'm okay. I'll say both just because of that statistic that you wanted to say, but I still think Hemrick. I mean, like in Gibbs equipment, he's gonna be fast. So.
I'm actually looking up his average finish for ISM in the Xfinity cars right now.
Oh
So-
no, you want to say it was his worst?
I'm not sure if it is. Sure it is. Holy shit. Okay, so he has an 18.0 average finish. It might be Cup. Is this Cup or Xfinity?
An 18.0, and what number is he
At
in?
mile and a halfs. 18.
What number is he driving though?
18.
Mm-hmm.
Intermediate as in like 2.5 miles, so like Auto Club in Michigan. Short track, he has a 23.1 average finish.
Again, Gibbs equipment.
Wait, that was Cup.
You-
That was Cup,
yeah.
my bad.
Yeah. Well,
That
by the way,
website
while
was
you're trying
trash.
to math here, I actually want to mention something cool that I don't think anyone's pretty much paid attention to. I follow the JSki website pretty regularly, and they I'm pretty sure NASCAR.com's probably covered it by now, but Stuart Friesen obviously will be in the dirt race at
Yes.
Bristol, but his wife Jessica Friesen will also be driving a second car for that team,
The
or
62
second truck, the 62 truck. Yeah.
And
Making her Truck Series debut, and the first time a husband and wife have ran together in the same series on the
if
same
she
race
can make it.
since was she will actually run like because of the heat races, but yeah, I guess if you're talking about the main, um, but it'll be the first time since Elton Sawyer and Patty Moise. I believe that happened in well, between 1999 and 2002. It was somewhere around that. I think like 2000, 2001 maybe, where they both ran the same race. But that will be really cool to see. That'll be pretty
I
historic.
do want to
and,
say though, talking about the Bristol Dirt Race, Chase Briscoe is running the O2. And Kevin Harvick, who has been struggling all year this year in Cup, is running the dirt race at Bristol. Bristol, being teammates with Haley Deegan.
will
So
he be in the 17?
yes, the car that wrecked Deegan this week at Vegas. So,
Well, I
mind
doubt
you, it was
Harvick's
her. It was her. It
gonna
was
mess
her
up like that,
owner.
but,
Well, it's
Yeah.
dirt. You never know. But yeah. Speaking of Harvick, though, are you at all concerned about you at all concerned about Stuart Haas this year? Because they have been struggling all year. They showed
Um,
none of their drivers in the top 20 last week at Vegas. Well, Harvick finished 20th, but they weren't running up in the front at all. Harvick started on pole, mind you, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm concerned, but if it keeps up that trend in the next few races, then I guess I will start saying I'm concerned. Overall, though, the Fords have been a little bit down on speed this year. I mean, Penske normally
Chris Buescher has been fast.
he
McDowell's
was
been fast.
in that case. Well, okay, the Fords that normally are fast, so something is going on with that.
Brad's been fast.
I mean, I know. Well, Brad has been okay. Like, yeah, okay, he finished second. Blaney finished fifth, but normally at Las Vegas, for example, we would
Penske
see
dominates normally.
and we would see all three of these Penske cars in the top 5.
Top 10. Well, top 10.
Yeah, top 10 safely. I mean, and they did finish top 10, but what I'm saying is top 5 for the majority of the race.
Yeah.
And I mean, DiBenedetto obviously too. I mean, he's basically a Penske car.
He
You
has
would think
been
he would've
struggling all year. He's also had a lot of shit luck though, so really can't blame him that much. It's just shit luck in his side, realistically. He's had a lot of mechanical failures this year. I cannot wait for Cindric to make another race this year. I think he's racing the dirt race. I think I could be wrong.
Is that the next event that you know of for him?
I don't know if that's the for sure one. I know he was racing Coda, which is going to be a big race. I'm probably gonna pick someone, but you want to pick Cup cars now? The Cup race. Mr. Biased for Cup.
No, I'm not going to be biased on this one.
Oh,
This,
that's the first of the year.
I mean, even though I
Well,
think
second.
you know who's going to run great. Hopefully,
Logano.
if not, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a shitty season for him if he can't, because this is another good track for him. But no, I am actually going to. Man, I'm going to go with. Really trying to get a good pick out on this one.
I know who I'm going with.
I am going to say Alex Bowman. I think he's going to have. I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he's going to be a contender.
Look, I know that's his home track. I know he's running a special paint scheme this week. I'm gonna stay on the Hendrick train though. Not gonna pick Kyle Larson. He's never really been the best at ISM, so I'm gonna pick the defending winner of this track. Defending champion of NASCAR, Chase Elliott. He's been showing a lot of speed this year. It's just he had a lot of issues last week with the spin out and a couple of other things that could have been avoided, but he didn't. In the road course, he got taken by the 7 car. But yeah, I'm picking Chase Elliott this week, 100%. I think he's gonna get the season back on track, and Hendrick's going 3 in a row, and then people are gonna be like, "Holy fuck, Hendrick is a legitimate team now." No, they're not like they're not legitimate anyway, but they're be a better team than they were last year. And they last year won the championship. So, but I do think though Hendrick is gonna be the first team in a while to have every single driver win a race. That a 4-car team. Not talking about like Penske or fucking I HK Joe Gibbs last year. Well, 2 years ago with Eric Jones, but when you have fucking superstars on that team, it's like, yeah, you kind of you have 2 Cup Series champions and a choke artist when he gets the championship round. Of Denny Hamlin on that team. He was good in the regular season, but trash in the fucking playoffs. When it comes down to crunch time, he's trash. But yeah, that's my pick for the week. Bosh, anything you want to say there about anything else about the race that's gonna happen this weekend?
Well, I mean, I think it's definitely going to be a. I think obviously with the package and how it's been going, I think it's going to be a great one. I don't know. It's been a trend of surprise winners this year so far, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's another one.
I don't think it was a surprise. I mean, winning this early, yes, but I don't think he was a surprise of the winner is this year.
Yeah, but I mean, it still wasn't your mainstream ones that you would expect to win because he wasn't, basically in the sport last year for most of the season. So you had that, and you had Byron out of nowhere, and of course you had the whole season. It's been like that. You had Bell.
Bro,
you had
Byron
McDowell,
got Larson's car. I feel it because that car was fucking good everywhere. Larson was good, but it was shit long run.
I mean, eventually it's going to break the streak, and you're going to have somebody that you would expect to win. But
I feel like this week's the week for Chase Elliott.
Yeah, possibly.
I don't see anybody else win. I mean, there's a lot of fast guys on the field, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling that he's gonna get it this week. He's a fast all year, so hoping he can finish damn race for once in his damn life. So, anything else though, Flash, before we close this bitch out? I think that's all we had to do anyway.
Well, I just have to say this has been probably our best podcast. It's been our longest for sure.
No, it's not.
What?
It's only at 2 hours right now, and the first podcast was at like.
No, this has been longer than our first podcast.
I'm gonna look right now. Look right now how long the first podcast was. Okay, never mind. You are right. It's about a half hour longer right now. I thought we went longer in the first podcast.
No, not longer than tonight. But it was definitely worth it. We had some awesome guests tonight. I mean, that was awesome hearing about all the different things going on with these leagues, and 2 of the most well-known names right now in the community, at least in our immediate circle of the community.
Cole motherfucking Trickle.
Cole motherfucking Trickle and K-Rob, yeah.
K-Rob XPA.
Yeah. And
part of Smith Nation.
Yep. But it was a great podcast. Always have to thank Party at the end of this for allowing us to put this on and doing this for CRL and for all the leagues involved. And
you gotta thank Stanley too for putting up their bullshit for fucking several hours at a time.
Well,
taking time out of his day to do this for us.
I do thank him, but I mean, he's been your friend for a lot of years, so he already deals with all that bullshit. So he's used to it.
Stanley, you can talk, but if you want.
but he's like the cameraman. He's like, no,
He's the behind the scenes guy.
he's like, don't do that. No.
Without him, none of this would happen. You
Yeah,
would
exactly.
see you would say podcast like you saw the second episode where we ran public lobbies and we're not on topic one fucking second of the podcast. I mean, it was still a good podcast, but it wasn't like 1, 3, and 4. So yeah, just want to give a shout out to every lead that we shout out tonight. Shout out to Party, obviously, Stanley. Shout out to every winner this week in the leagues. Shout out Marty.
And if you
Grant.
watch this whole podcast back, God bless you. But it has been funny too. If you actually do watch the whole thing, it's been a good time.
And we
We
get off
had,
topic so much. It's hilarious. I'm sitting here and playing Super Mario the whole fucking podcast.
We get off topic, but when we get off topic, we're almost on another topic that actually grounds us back to what we were talking about, like, and bringing everyone involved in the community, like what we've talked about tonight. I think if you actually sit and watch this, it's been great. So.
Oh yeah, and I cannot wait to see what Stanley puts in the edit. I know he's gonna put the
Price is
Price is Right thing and the claps when we introduce our guests. But yeah, I might let Stanley have fun with this podcast and see how that goes. Or like when we have like interactive podcast again, which might be in a couple weeks here. I might give Stanley like a week off because he's been so much for us. So I might give him a week off and let's do an interactive podcast. It's just me and you, Flash, because it's
Absolutely.
so we can do that, and he can make that one like funnier podcast or like still like a serious podcast, but like at the same time like he can do I'll give him free reign on that. Because I know he does my YouTube videos and they are funny as fuck. They're very inappropriate, but they're funny as fuck.
Well,
Roblox funny
combine a little
moments
bit
is
of
the
yeah, we could
is the
combine a little
best,
bit of that together.
Yeah.
Here with the podcast, but
Yeah.
yeah, man. I mean, like you said, we had an awesome one tonight, and
Next week in PSCS we're at Hot Atlanta, actually. I don't think serious. I'm going to look for getting several wins next week. I know you are too, Flash. I know Mike is, Lucas is. As long as one of our teammates wins, as in like, well, intermediate, as like me, you, Lucas, or
make
Mike
sure I don't
win.
burn the tires off. Next week we'll see what I can do.
Yeah, and then CRL we're at Bristol Cup and Xfinity, unfortunately, and then we are at Las Vegas, where you'll be seeing that number 17 truck rip that fucking outside the whole goddamn race. I know it's gonna be a great race to commentate. I know it will be.
Oh
It's
yeah,
mile and a half.
definitely. That's
Mile
gonna
and a
be
half
a lot
is
of
fun to
draft with
commentate.
those trucks. I mean, you can't get away hardly.
Well, you can't once you get out of the draft, you pull away. But yeah.
But you gotta
It's
do that
hard
first. Bristol
Yeah.
also. I'm looking
Yeah, it's
forward
not
to
gonna be
that.
fun.
Bumping and banging.
Last time at Bristol, I had a bad memory.
Well, we'll probably see them all several times, but that'll be fun for me.
No, not that bad memory. The
Oh,
end
I
of the
know,
race.
But
We
either
don't
way,
talk about that moment.
it has been a fun one tonight. Like I said,
yeah.
longest one, and
My most in detail one too, because we had a
Oh, yeah,
long,
definitely.
we had over an hour, almost hour and a half interview with both Kate, Rob, and Cole. Get to know them a lot more than what we already knew them. Because we've known K Rob for almost a year and a half now. So, and we just met Cole a couple weeks ago when he started broadcasting PSES. So it's good to get to know them guys a lot more, or more than we already know them. So yeah, go check Cole out on Twitch. It's Cole MF Trickle on Twitch, and catch K Rob on this. Well, Smith XNC as well, but he streams on his own. I think it's K Rob, I think 024 XPA on Twitch. I'm pretty sure. And then the CRL, obviously the CRL network on Twitch, where our races. You get to see Flash in the booth Wednesday through Friday. You can catch me up there on Wednesday nights. Whenever the PSS race is done. I know I'm annoying, but I mean, help Flash a lot. liven it up a little bit because you're not after a couple hundred laps, fucking Flash is dead, and I come up fucking with a lot of fucking energy after the race, and you know.
Yeah, you're definitely annoying, but at that point, I mean, I'm down for it. So.
Yeah. But yeah. And then check out me on Twitch and Grant on Twitch and Cowboy actually. Cowboy Nation for CRL Driver. He just started streaming. Yeah, let's go watch him. Drop
Championship
a comment.
Racing League Network.
Drop a comment and tell us what we could do better, or tell us shut the fuck up if we're being annoying. I'm
Well,
waiting to see a lot of
because,
those.
I mean, I know I can
You
be
don't
annoying,
talk
but,
much.
you
You
know.
don't talk much. I talk a lot of the time.
Well,
But
in
yeah.
comparison to you, I guess I don't.
But we're gonna wrap this up. Flash, you want to do the honors? Actually, let's have Stanley do the honors. Stanley, you know the code, right? When we exit the podcast, you know it, right?
He's like, just shut this shit down.
Crickets. I want to hear crickets, Stanley.
No, actually, you should put crickets in right now. That'd be funny.
Stanley. Okay. Oh, he's here. Stanley, you asked us what's the best part about CRL.
Oh yeah, what's the best part about CRL?
There's no
motherfucking
W,
W.
baby.
All right.
And I'm your host, Heathen, and alongside Flash, Stanley as well. Thank K-Rob and Cole for being on the podcast tonight. And we'll see y'all next week for this year podcast number 5, the Kyle Larson special, baby.